Morning, boys and girls. It's Wednesday morning, Wednesday the 16th of September 2020. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire. And not bad so far, halfway through the month again. Oh, God. Halfway. Have you got your Halloween outfit ready yet? You'll need that when you go trick or treat, trick or treat. Yes. Trick or treat. Someone that you could go as this year is perhaps Dennis Nilsson. Yep, that'll upset the young lads as you go knocking on the door. Dennis Nilsson as a Halloween outfit, because of course there's now an excellent programme. I cannot praise it enough. The new programme Des, which is on ITV1 at the moment. They run the first episode on Monday at 9. Yesterday at 9 o'clock, and the final episode is tonight at 9 o'clock. If you haven't seen any of it yet, just go on the ITV, what do you call it? The ITV iPlayer type thing, and watch it on there. Watch episodes 1 and 2 today, and then you'll be ready for 3 tonight. Don't come in at number 2 or number 3 because you'll miss most of the story. But it's so good. It's so good, and it's about this bloke, as I mentioned yesterday, who went around picking up boys or young men, whatever you want to call them, taking them back to his flat, getting them drunk and murdering them, basically. Loads of them. It's all in the papers. But the snowflakes are moaning. Do you think it's about murders? No. Nothing to do with the murderers. You couldn't make it up. What people go on. This is how sad, lonely and pathetic people are. Going on Twitter, moaning about something like this on the telly. So remember the story. Nasty man going round, picking up men and boys and murdering them in his flat. When I say boys, I mean above 18. No one below 18. It's not like it's not like a paedophile thing. You know, these are men who were young. Well, I call them boy. Anyone sort of below the age of 30 to me is a boy now. I suppose that happens as you get older. You know, the age of boys comes up, I suppose. Whereas before, if you were sort of 18, a boy would be 10, wouldn't it, I suppose? Do you know what I mean? But nevertheless, in the Metro this morning, the second episode of the ITV drama ended on such a cliffhanger last night, but viewers were more concerned about what? Any idea? Because at the end of this particular episode, okay, so he's done all these murders and all that. We see this in episode 1 and part of episode 2. He's gone to the police. They've picked him up. And what is so bizarre about this whole thing is how calm he is. He doesn't seem perturbed or worried about anything. Played by the excellent actor David Tennant, and I watched the thing on Channel 5, which had actual footage of the man himself, Dennis Nilsson. And if you watched that and then saw how David Tennant portrayed him in the TV series Des, he must have sat there for hours watching footage of this bloke. He does it so well. And the police have got him. He's been interviewed in the cells. Did you murder these people? Yes. And then he's got a bloke in there who wanted to meet him to write a book about him. He's telling him the same thing. Did you murder these people? Oh, yes. Can you give me some names? And he comes out with a couple of names eventually. But last night, and if you don't want to hear this, just turn the sound down now. Last night, I'll wave at you when I've finished this bit of it, okay? Last night, he went into the court right at the end of the programme. He stood up, and there's the police in there with him, and the bloke who writes the book, and various other people in there. And he started reading out the names. You killed, can't remember the names now. You killed so-and-so. Do you plead guilty or not guilty? Not guilty. Well, he's just gone and told the police and the book people that he'd killed all these people. And then another name, not guilty. And of course the police are like, what? You've just told us you killed all these people. Now he's pleading not guilty. So it looks like he's like playing around with everyone now, you know. But that's not what people are complaining about. They're not complaining about there's some bloke on there who's killed a load of young men or or anything like that. No. They're concerned about the amount of smoking in the programme. I mean, it's just a joke, isn't it, really? These people, I don't want to meet these people. They're just thick and stupid. They really are. Police continued to investigate in the Metro this morning. Serial killer Nielsen, played by David Tennant, as they... Oh, I'll better wave now. As they continued to... not to David Tennant. We've done that little bit. I just revealed what happened at the end of last night's show. You can watch again now. As they continued to identify his victims from the remains they had dug up. Because they dug up all these bones and things. And according, as far as I've got in the programme at the moment, they can't really identify the people because it's been... These bones are so... they've been around for a long time. There was no cloves or anything, just bones. It says, despite confessing to the police that he had in fact killed 15 men, police could only charge him with 6 of the murders due to lack of evidence. And then I'm going to tell you what happens at the end again because I'm reading this story. Perhaps I'll wave to you at the end of the story. So if you don't want to know this, just turn the sound down, darlings, all right? In the last few minutes of last night's show, we see Dennis Nielsen stand in court as the police officers watch on. And as the judge lists the names of his alleged victims, we expect him to be guilty, because that's what he's told the police. But he didn't. Viewers praised Tennant for his role as the serial killer, but tonight they couldn't help but notice the number of cigarettes he goes through in each scene. You couldn't make it up, could you? Bearing in mind this was set in the 1980s, so smoking is to be expected, but it didn't sit well with some viewers as they took to social media to share their thoughts, for Christ's sake. One went as far as saying it hurt their lungs, while another said they couldn't breathe. What, just through watching someone smoke? What a bunch of thickos. It's like these people, they used to turn up at people's weddings and that. You know, when I was DJing at weddings, they'd sit down right at the end of the hall. I'd be at the other end and I'd just test the smoke. A little bit of puff of smoke would come out and someone would come running up. Oh, Auntie Glenda says, can you not use the smoke machine, only she's got asthma? Smoke machines don't affect asthma, dear. The fact that she's just disappeared outside to have another fag is probably the cause of it, my love. Stupid people. Look, I really am becoming less and less tolerant of idiots. Loved Des, but I'm sure... someone wrote, loved Des, but although I'm sure it's realistic, I'm finding all the smoking really distracting. Another commented, just watching all the smoking in Des on ITV is making me short of breath. None of these TVs appear to have an off button, do they? Have you noticed this? These people that moan about the telly all the time, they don't seem to have an off button on their telly. No, let's do a tweet. I'm feeling a bit lonely sitting here on my own, so let's do another tweet and moan about something. One added, I think I got bronchitis from second-hand smoking from all the cigarettes in Des. Listen, you know, I hate to mention the blindly obvious here, but it's supposed to be the portrayal of a story of someone who happens to be a serial killer. And they will get it as accurate as they possibly can. And if he sat there with people, either in the police station or in the prison, their little, I don't know what they call it, a little meeting room in the prison where the prisoners come and meet non-prisoners to talk to them and that. If he sat there smoking at the time, do you not think in your wildest dreams that that should be portrayed as part of his character? Oh, so that's what they're moaning about. They're not moaning about the dead boys. They're moaning about how much smoking he's doing on the telly. Oh, Lord above. Oh, you just want to give up on life sometimes, don't you, when you hear these idiots? In the Daily Mirror this morning, carrying on with that. How did he get caught? Well, it was he blocked the drains up with the bits of body. That's what happened. But the idiot then reported the blocked drains. I mean, surely he must have thought chopping up little bits of body, people's bodies, and shoving them down the drains, well, it's going to block the drains up, isn't it, if you put enough of them down there? I'm sure some of you once or twice have blocked a toilet up before, haven't you? Same sort of thing, except bits of body don't disintegrate as well as poo does. Or wet wipes. Don't put those down the toilet. Oh, I must put that on my list. Wet wipes. Oh, where's my shopping list gone? I meant to put those on the list. Oh, it's out the back now. I'll put it on here. Just a moment. Sorry, gang. Talk amongst yourselves. Wet toilet wipes. You mustn't put those down the toilet. You fold them up and you place them in your bin. I would recommend you empty the bin regularly. I can't have a bin sat there full up with stuff. Bits of toilet paper. Food. Well, I don't throw food away. Apple cores, of course, in the bin. 2 days maximum. I've got to change the bag. Nope. Can't have that. People have bins in their houses, don't they? And they fill them up. A whole week's worth of rotting food and stuff in their bin in their kitchen. Dirty people. Extinction Rebellion people. That's what they are, darling. Extinction Rebellion people. It's got to be. But that's what happened in the Daily Mirror this morning. Dennis Nielsen wrote a letter to his estate agents complaining that the drains outside his home were blocked. This is how he got caught. He explained the situation was intolerable for both himself and the other tenants at the property in Cranley Gardens, Muswell Hill in North London. Is that it's quite a posh area, isn't it, Muswell Hill? Are they expensive properties there? I think it's quite a posh area. Secretly, Nielsen was fully aware of the sickening reason that the drain was blocked, and ultimately the complaint would be his downfall. When Nielsen and the other tenants voiced their frustration about the smell being produced, the landlord sent clearage company Dynarod to visit the property. I might send for one of those, actually, if I ever get blocked up again. Dynarod. It might be a quicker turnaround than that powder that I have to drink every day to keep everything flowing. Turning up at the ideal location in leafy Muswell Hill, nothing could have prepared the plumber for what he would discover. Upon opening the drain cover, this bloke was mortified, discovered a flesh-like substance being eaten by rats and multiple small bones. At this point, he was unaware he was staring at the remains of Nielsen's victims. It's just absolutely bizarre, the whole thing. The twisted serial killer murdered at least 12 vulnerable young men between 1978 and 1983 and later admitted performing acts on some of their corpses, on someone's dead. He lured his victims to 2 homes in North London where they were strangled and drowned. Nielsen hid the dead bodies of the victims under the floorboards of his homes and in cupboards, but realised he had to get rid of them because of the maggots and the foul stench. When living at his home, Nielsen removed the dissected bodies of the victims before burning them on a bonfire in a waste ground behind his flat. But nowhere to do this at Muswell Hill abode, he resorted to dismembering his next 3 victims and boiling parts in his kitchen so that the flesh would dissolve. He then tried to dispose of the internal organs, flesh and small bones of the men he killed by flushing them down the toilet, literally. Gosh. And it goes on. Des on ITV1. Do have a look at that, boys and girls. Just amazing. What amazes me about at the end of episode 2 when he'd done all these interviews and then said not guilty. Strange. But if you do watch it, it really is odd. It's very, very strange, and I find it very hard to comprehend how it's all like that. You think you were got caught murdering someone, you'd be terrified that something terrible was about to happen to you, which of course it should do if you've just murdered someone, I think, maybe. There we are. Anyway, I've finished that one now. Hello, welcome back. Beautiful day yesterday, wasn't it beautiful? Gosh, lovely. I went for a nice long walk. It's cooled off a little bit. In fact, it cooled off last night a bit. Cooled off a lot last night, I noticed, and this morning I've just been out, and it's a nice temperature. It's not cold, it's cooled off. It's not going to be so hot today, so I'm pleased about that. But I went for a walk along the river. There's kind of 2 parts of the river. I went along the other bit, which is not along the road, and my entire journey of that walk along the river, on the grass bank, not one single piece of rubbish. Fantastic. Very, very pleased at that. Very, very pleased indeed. Some litter pickers might be disappointed at that. I'm a litter picker. I'm a womble. They would be disappointed that they walked that entire length and not saw any litter. I feel that as an achievement. Because I do believe the less litter people see, the less likely they are to drop it. If you see a pile of rubbish, it's also easy to finish off that. Oh, I'll just chuck it over there with the rest of it. If there's nothing there, I think that makes a difference. And I walked along there, got as far as the lock. I went a little bit further, but then I noticed it was getting harder to walk along because the nettles had grown along the path, which I went along last time. So I couldn't quite get any further. And I kind of stopped, and as I looked to the left, there's an old chap with like a flat cap on, and a younger lad who was about 30, quite good looking actually, quite good looking over there. I said, "All right, boys," because I talk to anyone, I talked to, maybe not Dennis Nielsen, but I talked to, is he still alive? I can't remember now. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but I talked to anyone. I said, "All right, boys," he said, "Morning, I think I'll have to stop here and turn around, the nettles are getting a bit high." And this bloke, he says, "Well, do you want to come? Could you come down here and trample all these nettles down here around my field?" It was the farmer. It was one of the farmers. And he was dressed like a farmer. Do you know what I mean? Tweed trousers and a flat cap on and a shirt. Not T-shirt, not scruffy old T-shirt or a vest. Like certain YouTubers wear. Come on, boys. Dress up a bit, for Christ's sake, will you? I couldn't get my collar right again today, so I've had to do it up. Watch. Look. It just don't sit right, does it? I don't know why. All my shirts are doing this now. I don't know if it's the way I'm washing them up. Yeah, look, it just hangs down one side worse than it does others. I'll leave it open now. And I said, "Well, I don't think so." I said, "I can't even go there." "Oh, come on, mate, come and trample my nettles down." I said, "Surely you've got a machine to do that." And the young boy, as I say, he's about 30. He's a boy to me. Young boy pipes up. He said, "Yeah, that's me." He's the machine. So I don't know if it's his son or whether he's working for him or not. But yeah. And the old boy says, he says, "See where you're standing there? There used to be a house there. There used to be a house," because I'm back near the lock now. And apparently the lock keeper would live there and open up the gates and all that business in years gone by. He said that's when everything works properly. It's all electric now, the bloke was saying. He said they watch on a camera. There's a couple of cameras set up there, but I couldn't see them myself. But camera set up there, bloke pushes a button somewhere centralised and the door opens and closes. He said, but it doesn't work very well. Of course, this was the case where they centralise stuff, don't they? And it doesn't always work because the bloke in the office, wherever he is, I don't know, in a city probably somewhere, who's controlling all these locks, he or she probably has no local knowledge whatsoever. It's a bit like when I worked at BT, when I worked at British Telecom, and you had each area. And I worked in, I worked in a couple of areas. My main area really was at Mortlake, Richmond, Sheen and Ham, which was the most beautiful area to work. Very affluent in there. And if there was a fault, the bloke in the office, in East Sheen, which was part of the area, he'd look at the fault that come in. Someone rang him. "Oh, I've got a problem with my phone here." And he might look at that fault and say, "Oh, right, well, I know there's a bit of a wiring thing here. Hello, Chris. Yeah. 020-878 gives the number. He said the address is 15 Country Lane, whatever. He said, "I reckon the fault's probably in the reel of wire that we've got in the box, the box in the road or something like that." Or he might say, "Oh, you've got a lot of telegraph poles there. It's likely to be up there." He would have that knowledge. Well, that was all replaced over time. And eventually, all your faults were given out by some bloke in Croydon, okay, who knew nothing about the area we were in. But he had a little computer with them, And this computer, it would measure. It would say, okay, they'd have a map. They'd have a map in there. And this computer would just yep, there's a fault there, and it's at 2 miles and 13 metres past that. So you'd go to this position and then you'd look, there'd be nothing wrong. Why? Because it had measured the little reel of wire, little coil of wires that had been left in various points by other engineers. Now, why would we leave a coil of wire somewhere, you ask yourselves? You know, say, for example, you've got a telegraph pole like that. Okay, so the wire comes up and like that. Now, why would we leave a little coil of wire there? Or there? Or there? I'll tell you why. Because sometimes the wire breaks. And instead of having to replace the whole thing from there to there, you just pull another little bit through, cut off the bad bit, rejoin it, job done. But of course, the machine would measure that as a distance rather than a coil of wire. So it was just blooming useless. Absolutely useless. And that's why local knowledge is so important. As the bloke was saying, and I had no reason to disbelieve him, you know. Once you start doing it all centralised, and probably some youngster straight out of university is reading on a computer, oh no, it's definitely there, it's definitely there. You don't know that. Never even walked the route. Oh dear. Anyway, so that's that. Where did we get to? Yesterday I fixed my DIY steps, I'm pleased to tell you. DIY Chris was in use yesterday. I had some lino coming up from the steps. They're all fixed now with the excellent No More Nails exterior version. Be very careful if you use the No More Nails. There's an interior and an exterior version. If you use the interior outside and the water gets on it, it just falls off. A lot of things have fallen off recently, I'll be honest with you. After talking to the bloke, I turned around and sort of went through the fields and got back to my caravan, and that was all right there. What else have we got there? And that's it, I think. I'm going to Skegness tonight. We've got a little trip out to Skegness tonight, so very much looking forward to that. I did have a shopping list somewhere, because we usually go to the Aldi in Skegness as well, which is quite nice. There's never anyone there at that time, so there we are. Right, have we got any pictures to show you? Yes, we've got pictures to show you today, boys and girls. We do have some pictures to show you today. Actually, more people have been sending in pictures today, so thank you very much for those. We will require today 24 likes today. We've got 10 already, 24 likes, and I shall show you the pictures that various people have been sending in. Thank you very much for those. We have a super chat popped in as well. Who's that from? Let's have a little quick look, and then I'll do some of your messages before we carry on there. Thank you very much for your super chat from... Scrolling. Leslie Ross. How kind. Leslie Ross sends a £2 super chat. Well, you got the chance to win something now, Leslie, because for your £2 super chat, okay, to thank you for your super chat, I'm going to give you 2 free raffle tickets. Do you know what the prize is, Leslie? I mean, it just gets better and better, this programme. It really does. The prize is one of our delightful backdrops. Okay, Leslie, here it is. That's what you can win. See that backdrop behind me there? Used a couple of years ago. People like the backdrops. And I only ever used them once. I use them for a period of time, sometimes shorter or longer, depending whether or not I like them or not, you know. But there we are. That's what I'm going to be giving away tomorrow, Leslie. That pink at the back there, all that tree, it's beautiful. There will be a couple of small holes in it. Remember that, okay? Because it's been on the wall. All right? Just to warn you. The flamingo on the left is not part of that picture. That's a little model, so that won't be on there. But that's what you're going to win. All right? So I'll give you a couple of free raffle tickets there. 227 and 228. You don't really need to know the numbers. 227 and 228, Leslie. Got your numbers on there and your name on the back. And that will be drawn tomorrow morning in the pot here. Okay, over there. Watch. Bing! 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 That's what we like. Bing! Okay, and you might win that tomorrow. We'll do the draw tomorrow morning. If you can't be here, Leslie, don't worry about it. Just pop back on the recording later, see if you've won. And if you have, just send us a little message and I'll sort you out. All right, my love. So thank you very much for the tip this morning. Let's say hello to some more of you. Jason Hughes, good morning to you. Michael Pullman, hello, lovely. Diane Jebb, morning to you. DSLDG2, hello to you. Did well at the quiz last night. Michael Pullman in Australia, morning to Gary. 2 tickets, Ross. Tony King. There's Dylan. Dylan's someone who sent in some pictures today. We've got pictures from Dylan Adam the Plumber, Steve Carter, and John Parrish to show you this morning. If you want to see these, 24 likes, please. 24, already 14. The numbers are shooting up now. This programme's got more viewers now than Piers Morgan and BBC Breakfast Time together. Naga's been on the phone. Oh, hello, Naga. Yep. I'm ever so sorry, darling. I don't do a double header. Excuse me. A double header is when two people host the show. Okay. Sorry, Naga. I was just talking to my millions of viewers. Yes. Well, not really, darling. No, not really, love. You are very, very beautiful, and I love watching you in the morning, but there's no room for two people in this tiny little room. We'd be jammed up. Wouldn't be able to do social distancing, darling. And you know what complaints that would get. Yeah. Sorry you didn't get the pay rise that the others did, darling. Maybe next year. Thanks, Naga. Bye-bye. Love you. Yeah. Love you. Yeah, bye. But it's like doing an interview. Was she doing an interview? You can't get a word in edgeways, dear. Good morning to Fran Green. Hello, Fran. Tony King. Steve Carter. There we go. Steve sent some photos in as well. 17 likes. Only another... only another 7 to go. I'm doing that on my fingers then. Do you still count? Who still counts on their fingers? I do. I count on my fingers still, literally. Good morning to Stephen Petty. Stephen, glad you're there. And Maureen as well. Maureen will be with us as well, I expect. Texts came through really late yesterday. You were playing the quiz last night. And yours and Maureen's text came through on that phone at about 10:30. Now, a similar thing happened the other day with... Who was it now? Tony King. Tony King asked for a raffle ticket. Didn't get to me till about half hour after the show went. So the texts appear to be very slow coming in at the moment. All right, just to warn you of that, the texts are coming through very, very slow. So sometimes you won't get an instant text like that. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Don't know why. Nothing to do with me, Governor. Please move on. Do you know what I mean? So sorry about that, Stephen. But I did get your text last night of your scores and your delightful family who were playing the quiz last night with scores of Emily 30, Stephen 19.5. Where's the half? We don't give out half a point. You're cheating. And Alison got 24. So thank you for that. With a total score of, is that 170? Someone got a total score of 170. I don't think, you're not supposed to add up the three people's scores, my love. Why is it? You've typed in 170 there for some reason. But thank you, Stephen. And also Paul Bellman. I don't know if you're with us in the morning shows, but Paul sent us a message in saying Cobra was not playing due to eating no space for the quiz paper. That was from Paul and John last night. And they were saying, apparently Paul was shouting out the answers in the pub. Is that right, Paul? I don't know if you're with us or not. But again, your text didn't come to me until 10 to 10 last night. I don't know why that is. When we'd finished, he said, I said he was 200 years old. And he said, hi, Chris, when 200 years old, after 6 p.m, you just want to chill. Because he wasn't doing a quiz. He was shouting out the answers. And Maureen as well, 8 on that round, 25 total. Last night from Maureen, so those texts came through really late last night. Nothing I can do, one of those things, okay. Morning to Dylan Hutchinson. There's Dylan. Daniel Woodhouse, good morning to you. Sherry DMP and our wonderful little YouTube channel. Good morning, Sherry. I've started watching someone else on the YouTube. Very controversial. I'll tell you about him in a minute. But, gosh, I mean, you'll like some of the things he says. You won't like some of the things he says. I find him quite hilarious. I'm sorry. He's very, very funny. I always thought he was very, very funny. If you want to point the finger because you don't get the humour and shout racist and homophobia, that's up to you. But most of these old comedians are not. You just don't get the humour. It's as simple as that. We used to sit there howling at people like Bernard Manning, Stan Boardman, and indeed the other one I'll tell you about later on. Okay? There's our Leslie Ross. Ticket, please. Too early for ticket, Leslie. Too early for tickets. That happens later, darling, at the end of the show, my love, all right? Thank you, darling. Leslie Ross. Oh, I see. The other tickets you mean. Yeah, we do 2 types of tickets. We do a specific raffle each week for the Super Chatters. like you've just done there. And we do a raffle at the end of the show as well, Leslie. That's for everyone, okay? So hang around to the end of the show and you'll be able to get a ticket then. Daniel Woodhouse said, we want more David Tennant. Absolutely. Absolutely. He's very, very good, isn't he? I actually wasn't keen on him as Doctor Who. I thought it was overacted, Doctor Who. I wasn't keen. But again, that wouldn't be his acting. That would be the character that he had to play. It was a bit overacted, really, for me, when he was playing Doctor Who. But there you go, you know, each and every one. Steve Carter, Twitter is a cesspit of lefty woke professional whingers. Absolutely, Steve. Absolutely is it. It absolutely is. Self-righteous people who think they're entitled to do no work whatsoever and get money. They are. That's exactly what they are. You're absolutely right. Morning to Gary Butler. Morning, Gary. Scrap it, man. Yes, there's... Oh, I've only got 3 of your stickers left, Gary. Very much looking forward to a trip today to Skegness. It's tonight, that is. We go at night time. There's no one around at night up there. No one around. And I think we're having chips somewhere today, aren't we? We're having chips or something like that today. Leslie's going to watch Des tonight. You'll enjoy it, Leslie. Have you seen the other 2? I hope you've seen the other 2. You can't just come in at the end there. You know, you've got to watch the other 2. Just amazing, Leslie. And sit down, put your phone on your side. I always make the mistake, Leslie, of picking up my phone all the time and put it away out of sight, and then you'll get the full entertainment. That's with any TV programme, really. You've got to put your phone to the side. You know, all this picking up the phone, you miss the programme. You really do. Good morning to Peter Wright. Good morning to you. There's the... Oh, I'm sorry, Mandy. Oh, Mandy's dad has passed away. May you rest in peace, Mandy. Sorry to hear that, my love. Very sorry you've had your loss there, Mandy. Good luck to you, darling, all right? Good luck. Where else are we there? A very good morning to Andy V. Hello to Andy V. Yes, please send your condolences to Mandy while you're on the chat box there. Okay. Let's scroll down a little bit there. Good morning to John 8. Actually, I'll leave the chat box at that point there. Let's just scroll down a little bit while you're talking to Mandy. A very good morning to Andrew Keenan. Good morning to you. I'm glad you enjoy the videos, Andrew. Thank you very much for your kind words. It's just a little bit of fun we have here every morning. Incidentally, tonight I'll be on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, round about 7:30-ish. I'll be on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Okay, they asked me to do like a 20-minute music and chat show, which I've done. You would have heard me talk about all the things I talk about on that show. It's a recorded section, okay? And William Wright's show it is tonight. He'll be playing that. It's called A Show Within a Show. It's a new feature that he's doing on his show, and I'm the first one to do that. So if you want to listen to that, I should be on BBC Radio Lincolnshire around about 7:30, somewhere around 7:30 tonight, okay? Dylan's got the stickers. Excellent. It's gone on his window of fame. Have you got a window of fame? A window of fame. How are we doing on the likes? 21 likes, 3 more, and I'll show you the photos. Get liking, gang. All right. Good morning, Diane Jebb. There's our George Bond. Good morning. Thank you, Leslie. I do try, darling. I do try. All right. Good morning to the delightful Mark Bowles. Good morning, Mark. Have you chosen your little wedding suit yet, darling? The one that you're going to wear when you propose to me outside the Disney castle? I'm still waiting for that to happen, Mark. Eh? Scrolling, just scrolling. I didn't watch Broadwatch. Fran. Didn't see that, darling. David Tennant is from John's hometown of Paisley. Is that right? Okay. Okay, I didn't know that. Good morning to Park Nest. Chris could be the next Kenny Everett. You won't see Kenny Everett again or anyone like that because, well, you might see it on BBC Local or Community Radio. You won't see it on independent local radio. They don't want a personality anymore. They just want to be a glorified jukebox, all formatted to win an inch of its life. I certainly don't listen to any of the independent local radio stations anymore. I tend to dip in. I tell you what I listen to. Talk radio a lot. There's a bloke in the morning there called Mike Graham. He's on at 10 o'clock in the morning. I think he's excellent. And I listen on and off to LBC, in particular Clive Ball. Probably he's about the only one. They have specialists on as well, you know, like a mortgage specialist or a health expert, or what's the other one? You know, when you've got some sort of legal matter, they have call-in programs. I quite like those. Now and again, I will dip in and out of Boston's community radio station, and BBC Radio London and BBC Radio Lincolnshire. That's what I listen to usually. Good morning to Heidi Young. Morning, Heidi. There's Mixed Mowers. Morning. Can a best man love a bit of... Oh, can I be best man? I love a bit of wedding cake. Well, you have to ask Mark, darling. Yeah, because he's the man, obviously. You know, he's... Incidentally, Mick, I've just emailed the bloke about the clock. He might want the old one sent to him. So if that's the case, I might ask you to send that back to him. Which, of course, I'll reimburse you with the postage on that one. I've just ordered another one, mentioning the fact for the Super Chat raffle, mentioning the fact that one of them didn't work. Okay, so he may ask for that to be sent back, if that would be all right with you. But I'm waiting to hear back from him. He's a nice bloke. Been ordering loads of stuff, clocks from him anyway recently. Good morning to East Coast UK. I'll avoid Skeggy today then. Oh, you won't see us. We're very secret as we go there, East Coast. You won't recognise us, sir, my love. Hello to Fun Things to Do with Tech. Hello to you. When you've got a light system, when you can have off-site remote system when they can turn lights on from anywhere, but if someone working on it and they put live, gets electrocuted, not fun. Yes, of course. Of course. Of course. Very dangerous. Gary Ross. Leslie's nicked £2 to send me. That's it, Leslie. Dip into his thing again. Send some more, darling. I might have to turn a light off in a minute. Can't afford the electric in here. All right, Mick. Thanks very much, Mick. All right. I have a key to Chris's back door. Is that a sort of euphemism now? I don't know. Anyway, some stories for you on this. On this. Oh, we got 27 likes. Let's do the photos. Let's do the photos early today. First of all, this morning, thank you as always for sending your lovely photos in. I love it. Receiving photos here. First of all, one from John Parrish here. Let's bring up the last one I got there. There it is. And this is his wife's parking. He managed to stop. Unfortunately, he allowed his wife to park the car the other day. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. That's not the right one, is it? Or is it? Hang on, maybe it'll come up in a minute. Oh, I've got two photos on that. Oh. I've got the wrong one there. Well, there he is. There's his wife's parking in France. Shocking, dear. You're actually supposed to put the brakes on, my love, when you get to the end of the road or the end of the parking slot there. And there's another one that John sent in, which is an aircraft restaurant in the Philippines. Look at that. That's strange. You can go and eat your dinner on an aircraft. Which, I mean, is what you can do when you're in the sky, but an unusual idea. I heard a story once that someone had bought an aircraft and thank you, John, was living on it. Someone had done it up inside like a house, but obviously long. So was that appeal to anyone at all? You could put walls in. If you're a DIY person, I'd have to get my brother-in-law to do it, wouldn't I? You know. Something like that. I think that'd be quite a nice thing. All right. Right. Oh, Rachel's got a problem with her clock as well. You kept quiet about that. It kept touching the dome. Oh, you bent the arm down and it worked perfectly. Oh, do you know what? Funnily enough, you should say that, Rachel. I had that with a clock and it kept happening. And I'm like, how does that hand keep bending on its own? I got a bent clock. That's two of us. A bent clock, not this one in front of me there, but it did. And I've noticed, why is that? It didn't stop. It was kind of dragging. And then I looked and it was touching the plastic again. Very, very strange and mysterious. Very strange. You should have told me, Rachel, you fixed it yourself, so that's all right, darling. Yes. Where were we? Oh, photos, yes. So that's John Parrish's photos this morning. Thank you, John. We've got a couple of pictures here sent in by Dylan. Oh, just one picture from Dylan, who is very pleased that within 24 hours, he received his winnings, his fridge magnet, which you can see there on the left, and the Scrap It Man sticker, which we have limited availability now. Very limited availability on the Scrap It Man stickers. We will be giving one out tomorrow. In fact, I will prepare it now. I will prepare the sticker for tomorrow. Hang on a minute, let me tear one off here for you. Preparing the sticker for tomorrow. We will be giving out a sticker tomorrow along with the backdrop, which will be won tomorrow. Here it is, all ready to go in the post, and a sticker as well, which I will place on top of that in preparation for your winnings, okay? That's it, Mick. Get your hammer out. Give it a whack on the top. That usually works. All right, that usually works. Okie doke. Thank you, Dylan. Adam the Plumber, if you were playing the bingo on Sunday night, you will already have seen this one. But Adam Sunday night, he's got a new hot tub. I know some of you people out there have got hot tubs as well. It's never really appealed to me. Sitting there in dirty old water. I don't care how much chlorine you've put in it to purify it since the last time you got in. If I had a hot tub, I'd want to be changing that blooming water every time I used it. And if you're on a water meter, that's going to cost you an arm and a leg, innit? I couldn't do it. Once I've sat in that hot tub once, okay, when I've finished, I would have to empty the water and put new water in for next time. Oh, it's filthy things. I don't care how much chlorine you put in there. Horrible. But anyway, Adam the Plumber was sitting in his hot tub on Sunday night playing the bingo in the pitch black outside. Look, there he is. Look at that. Oh, look. Oh, he's surrounded it. Is that a beach whale? Oh, no, it's Adam the Plumber, sorry. There he is. He's requested, would it be possible for us to do waterproof bingo tickets? Is that possible? Nice one, Adam. Look, he's done all that himself with the little woodwork around it. Little frame thing. He looks like a caged animal behind that, doesn't he? Nice one, Adam. Thank you very much for sending in those pictures there. A lot of pictures, Dave. Fantastic. You want to send anything in? I'll give you the email address in a moment, gang. And finally, some pictures sent in by Steve Carter, who's relatively new to the show. And thank you very much, Steve, for the lovely email that you sent me. And Steve writes, who's with us this morning, Steve writes, "Hi, Chris. I've recently subscribed to your YouTube channel, and I'm a big fan of your daily shows." Thank you, Steve. It's just a bit of fun, as I say. "I thought I'd share a few of my images from a recent trip to the South Coast. We like the South Coast. Keep up the good work. Regards from Steve Carter." Beautiful pictures. Look at these. Okay. There's a lighthouse there. The other two pictures are slightly squared in because he's sent two different formats. Like one's, what's it called, portrait, and the other's landslide. Landslide? Can't remember what it's called now. But here's his pictures. Look at that sunrise. And that's stunning. I don't know where it is, though. Does he say where it is? Hang on a minute. That one there is... Oh, yes. Durdle. Durdle. I don't know where Durdle is. Durdle sunrise. That one there is... Chesipov. I don't know if that's the name of the area or what that is, Steve. Perhaps you'll enlighten us there. And the lighthouse. Well, people live in a lighthouse, don't they? There's the lighthouse. Reflecting Portland Bill. So have another look at those while let me just look up Durdle. Durdle. Is that an actual place, is it? I've put Surdle in. Hang on. Durdle. Durdle. Oh, yes, here we are. Durdle Door Arch. Which is in... it's in Lulworth in Dorset, England. There you go. All right, and the boats... What did I say the boats were? Let me look that up as well. Chesipov. Chesipov. Let's see what that comes up there. Cheeselpov? Oh, is it Cheesel? Cheeselpov? That which is a beach. Okay. It's a beach. There we are. All right. So thank you very much for those, Steve. Oh, there he is. They're in Dorset. He's just come up to tell us there. All in Dorset. Stunning pictures, as always. Thank you very much. If you'd like to send anything in for us to show, we always ask for some lights to get those little bits, some likes rather, to get those bits and pieces up. Just send them in there. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Right, Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Beautiful pictures. And as I say, some people live in lighthouses, don't they? They actually live in a lighthouse. And talking of living in planes a moment or so ago, East Coast UK writes there's a helicopter and plane converted at the Lookout Tower in Wainfleet bombing range on the A52. You can rent as a holiday. It's 8 miles from Skegness towards Boston. Is it really? Well, that's not far, is it? That'd be quite fun, that, to sort of have a holiday on a plane or something like that, wouldn't it? I quite like that. John, did you see my sunrise picture on Facebook Monday? No, I didn't, John. Please, if you want anything seen, if you could use the email, and then I can shove it on there. Yeah, we like taking pictures, don't we? My neighbour down in Bracknell in Berkshire, he's got like him and his lovely wife, beautiful people, Dave and Karen. We couldn't wish for a better neighbour. Well, I've got good neighbours here, Jeff and Linda, up here at the caravan. Back at home, wonderful. I've been blessed always with good neighbours. When I was a child, Mrs. Waller on one side and Mrs. O'Sullivan on the other side. Guess where she was from? Mrs. O'Sullivan. Go on, have a clue. Have a clue. Yes, Ireland. Proper Irish lady, always at church. You know, we never had problems with noise. Unfortunately, my nan did. Nanny Hayes, who lived in Peckham. And she had a family moved in above her, playing noise, reggae music mainly, all night long. And she'd get the broomstick and bang it on the ceiling. If we went into my nan's living room, there was all these dents on the ceiling. When she was banging the broomstick on it. It's not fair, is it? I mean, I hope you've got nice neighbours. There can't be anything worse than having neighbours making noise. Don't get me wrong, I understand families and children shouting and screaming, I get all that, you know, but there comes a point, maybe shall we say 10 o'clock at night, when you would expect parents to shut them up. I nearly swore then, shut that up. You would expect parents to shut them up, but a lot of them don't do that anymore. They don't do it anymore. I'd be horrified if anyone complained about noise coming from me, whether it's at the house, here in the caravan, or somewhere else. I'd be absolutely horrified. I would be so apologetic, I can't tell you. Although I don't apologise, you know, if I'm employed to do a karaoke or a DJ, I don't do DJing anymore. But if sometimes I've been employed to do that, and you get some idiot come up and tell you, in a nightclub, could you turn it down a bit, please? Are you for real? You've come in a nightclub, complained about the smoke, complained about the flashing lights, and now you want me to turn the lights down? Why are you here? Stupid people. Mark Bowles says he's got dodgy neighbours. Well, you won't be there much longer, will you, Mark? Once you've moved in with me, dear. Mick's got some photos. Not sure if it's fit for live broadcasting. I will send them through, Mick. I'll decide that, darling. I'll decide that. All right, my love. There's a wonderful picture here of what we thought was some sort of tropical bird. Daily Mirror this morning. A tropical bird, which was rescued by the RSPCA, had people staring in awe. Oh, can I do that? I'm now going to try and stare in awe, boys. Are you ready? Staring in awe now. Anyone want to do a photo? What is it? A screenshot of that? Here we go. I'm going to do a... Get ready. Get ready. I'll hold it. I'll hold my position for 10 seconds, okay? Can you hold on for 10 seconds? If I say to you, Mark Bowles, if I say to you, no, keep going for another 10 seconds, are you able to do that, or can't you, you know? Anyway, sorry, I'm going on to another subject there. Yes, if I'm now going to hold my looking in awe position for 10 seconds. You ready? Here we go. There you go, okay? Did you get a nice photo then? There you are. Print it out and put it on your wall. Anyway, this tropical bird was spotted hobbling around a car park in Carlisle, Cumbria, by onlookers who thought they'd been fortunate enough to see a rare and tropical bird in the flesh. It was then reported to the RSPCA, who quickly... By the way, this story is not going to end up with the words Gemma Collins. When I said fat bird hobbling around, we're not talking about Gemma. Not today, anyway. Not today, okay? Just to warn you, if you think you can always look ahead and know what's coming at the end of the story, think again, my loves. It was then reported to the RSPCA, who quickly arrived at the scene to tend to it. Reports Wales Online from the Valley, from the Welsh people, from Wales. Oh, it's really offensive to say that Welsh people do that to sheep, don't they? Gary, we'll have to ask Gary Owen. Are you with us on the side? Gary might be sitting there quietly on the side. Are you, Gary? Is that right? Is it right? I don't want to... Do you do that to sheep? I want to know. Man to man. Well. Anyway, but apparently after inspection, the so-called rare species was noted to be a seagull. Died an electric blue colour. Someone had died a seagull. Is that cruel? Is it cruel to do something like that? Because the seagull don't want to be dyed. I'm sure it doesn't. But the bloke seagulls, are they a bit like peacocks? You know, because in the peacock thing, it's the blokes that have got all the beautiful colours, isn't it? To attract the females. Am I right in saying that? Is it the same sort of thing with the seagulls? Do the male seagulls kind of have more... Not really, they all look grey. Grey, great big beaks. They always look like they're about to peck your eyes out, don't they? Like in that film, The Birds. They pecked her eyes out. What a dreadful way to go. Graham Carter, animal welfare officer, says, I've been in this job for 20 years and I've never seen anything like it. The bird was incredible. I'm going to show you a picture in a minute. You'll love it. We have similar situations where the gulls have got themselves into trouble after falling in containers of beer, curry or oil. What a greedy gits. They're pecking away, trying to eat, trying to eat it all, aren't they? We've also seen situations where some birds have been dyed pink before, but we just don't know what happened in the case with this poor bird. I wonder if some kind of blue powder has fallen on him and left him in this state. We would really like to hear from anyone who knows how this happened. So it would seem also that whatever it was, it says, if it's the case of the bird falling into a liquid or substance, we'd really like to know so we can find the source and make sure it doesn't happen again. It says, whatever the substance is, it's affected his feathers and meant he was unable to fly. That's why we was hobbling along, you see. So I'm really glad we were able to rescue him. But they don't know how it happened. I mean, I suppose... You're hard pushed to catch a pigeon or a seagull or any bird, to be honest. So I'm finding it difficult to believe that it was caught and this was done to it. However, by the way it looks, because it's not all one colour, you know, I would imagine if it had fallen into somewhere... Here it is. There it is. I'm sorry, that's beautiful. I mean, all pigeons... I think all birds should be painted like this in future. Perhaps this could be something your children could do. You know, when they're sitting there annoying you while you're trying to watch the latest episode of Dares or whatever, you could just pop outside, catch a bird and paint them, you know. Bear in mind you'll probably stop them flying and completely ruin their lives. Look, isn't it pretty? That's the prettiest seagull I've ever seen. But the way it's done, it's like the wings here are blue and that bit's black. So I don't think it's fallen into paint. I do think someone's done that, but blimey, how on earth you'd catch a seagull or a pigeon, I don't know. John Aitken says the seagulls were really nasty in Brighton yesterday. They chased a little girl with an ice cream. Greedy cow should have given it some then, shouldn't she? What's wrong with a little girl? Not having my ice cream. It's like when I buy great niece Evie and great nephew Harry some sweets, Right, so I go round there. I've got some sweets. Well, Evie starts jumping up. I hold them up like that. So they have to jump up and get them. And they grab them. And then they open the packet. Can I have one? No. Well, I've just bought them. You're not having one. They won't give me. Harry sometimes does. She won't. Evie won't give me a sweet. I just bought the damn things. Rude. Who's this greedy cow with the ice cream, John? Serves her right. Should have given that seagull a bit of ice cream. Poor thing probably hadn't eaten for at least 30 seconds. John Parrish. Place seagull in washing machine on no colours with some fairy liquid, spin dry for 10 minutes and bury. How rude. It's been eating poop out of a portable loo. Oh, Mick, don't. That's why I could never have a tow around caravan. You have to empty the toilet, don't you? Oh God. Oh God. If it's not bad enough the liquid, it's when the lumps fall out. I've seen camping sites where they've got the toilets, and next to the toilets is another little thing, which is like this, basically like a very large sink at floor level with a hole in the middle, and you know what you're pouring that, don't you? Oh God. Not for me, I'm afraid. You know, I thought only up to recently that a bloke would come along to your caravan, or you'd go somewhere, who would attach a pipe to some sort of hole in the wall of the caravan and suck the stuff out. Nope, you've got to pick it up and empty it out yourself. No, thank you. Nope, I need proper plumbed toilets here, thank you very much. I'll have you know. Seagulls are protected by law, says Partners. All right, we'll go and get a couple and put a fence round them, darling. That'll help them, wouldn't they? Awful. Rachel, if you hold very still for a front stop, I can put you on a reface video. What is a reface video? Do you want me to hold still for a moment or two and I can do that? Good morning to Maureen. Morning, Maureen. So there you go, Maureen. See, how long ago did you send that text? That literally just flashed up then. Maybe it was instant this morning. Last night they were taking ages to come through texts on the phone. Funny, isn't it? Do you want me to hold a front face for you, Rachel? I can do that. What sort of pose would you like me in this morning? Happy, sad, miserable, surprise? Well, give me a pose you'd like me in, and I'll do that and hold it for 10 seconds for you, Rachel. All right. Rachel also says her neighbourhood is very quiet, apart from the traffic on the road. Yeah, I don't think I could live near a road. Just blooming noise all the time. Constant noise coming there. John sent me a picture. Okay, John, I'll have a look at that for tomorrow's show. It's a bit clumsy, trying to get it straight up there. Mick, there is a lot of videos on YouTube doing reviews on camping loos. You can hear the lumps. Oh, Christ. Oh, isn't it awful? Isn't it awful? I hate using a toilet if there's someone else in the vicinity close to the toilet. I have to turn the tap on so no one can hear. You know what I'm like about people using my toilet. I can't bear it. Mark, you can use my toilet. Well, you'll have to once you're finished anyway. Just a normal pose. Okay, Rachel, just a moment now. Ready? You ready, Rachel? Here we go. There you go. Was that all right for you, my love? Hope you got that one all right. James Dean. Good morning, James. Oh, how lovely. James Dean's just come back from a weekend in a caravan. Thankfully, the toilet was plumbed in. As it is here, James. You know I'm in a caravan tonight, don't you, at the moment, James? Here, I'm up in Lincolnshire in a caravan. James Dean, he was very badly treated at a radio station he worked at. They got rid of him after basically spending his life building up this job. And what are you do? Are you still doing radio now? And then he started doing a charity thing as well, I think. Now, Mark, stop that, darling. Don't get me excited, darling. Don't get me excited. We love caravans. Yeah, but it has to be a plumbed-in toilet, just like I've got here. Sometimes when the pump's playing up, the pump is not near me, not here in the caravan, it's just along a bit on another road. When the pump's playing up, it starts making noise, gurgling noise. It goes boom, 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 boom. And in the shower, where the top of the shower over the drain, it jumps up like that. I should have talked about this tonight on Radio Lincolnshire. I should have brought up the subject of toilets and caravans. That would have been more interesting than what I was talking about. 7:30, round about 7:30 tonight, BBC Radio Lincolnshire. All right. The sound reminds me of poached eggs on toast. Oh, Christ. It is. Was gurgling. Actually, I must say, if we have trouble with the plumbing, certainly if I have trouble with the plumbing, I just ring up. It's only happened twice in 3 years, actually, since I've had this caravan. About 2.5 years, something like that. If we have trouble with, if I get gurgling, I ring them up. Well, they come very quickly for that sort of thing. You know, they're very, very good on here. Very good. Dylan's coming down to Skegness on the 27th of December, staying at Butlins for a few days. Oh, well, I hope they'll be open for you, Dylan. How lovely. I've always thought about going away for Christmas, you know, posh hotel or something like that. That'd be quite nice, mustn't it? But could you do that on your own? I don't know. Mind you, I won't be on my own for much longer anyway, because Mark Bowles is going to turn up at some point, I'm hoping. You're the only one, Mark, actually. If you turned up at my door, I'd open it. But you're the only one. You know, people like Mick Davenport, absolutely no chance whatsoever. I wouldn't open it. I'd hide underneath and pretend not to be in. You, well, I've got one of those hooks, Mark. So if you turned around and changed your mind, you know, thought, oh, maybe it's not such a good idea, this hook comes out of the door and drags you in. Like one of those spiders. You know those spiders that live under the ground? And something walked past and it comes and it drags them in. That's what happens, boy. See, even you're 37. To me, that's boy. That's still boy 37. Oh, Peter Wright's been to Skegness Butlins. Did you manage to stay there without being chucked off, Peter? Oh, dear. Never give away your boss's secrets. Never give away the secrets of the company you work for. Why would you even do that? Well, someone's been suspended. In the Daily Mirror this morning, a Wetherspoons chef who shared behind-the-scenes videos of how the chain's food is cooked claims he's now at risk of losing his job. Well, of course you are. Are you for real? They have employed you. They are paying you to do a job, and you've gone behind their back and shoved up videos of how it's all done without asking anyone's permission. I bet you didn't show the good bits either, did you? Eh? Anyway, Jay Sousa is his name, left Wetherspoons fans in shock after he revealed their fry-ups are cooked entirely from scratch instead of being warmed through in the microwave, a myth that many people believe. But his foodie series has temporarily come to an end after his boss suspended him for posting further tutorials on how the halloumi fries, paninis, chicken halloumi fries. I do like a bit of halloumi, don't you? I wonder if they do that down at the Trawler's Catch. Halloumi burgers. I like those. It's like a thick, salty, rubbery cheese. Oh, it's delicious. Delicious. Yes, please, halloumi burger. Don't Burger King do those? I think they do them as well. Anyway. His halloumi fries, paninis, chicken wraps and chicken korma are made, reports the Daily Star. He claims his bosses weren't impressed with the videos he uploaded as they go against company policy, so has since been suspended and faces a disciplinary meeting to find out whether he will lose his job or not. You can't give away your company's secrets, mate. You may not have signed the Official Secrets Act, which I had to do with BT. You know, you don't give away the secrets. I don't know what planet these people are. All these people on TikTok and everything, you see. Anything to get views, isn't it? In a new video he posted yesterday with the caption, "I'm sorry, Tim Martin," so he said sorry. He told his fans that he'd been suspended. He claims that a member of the team from head office came across his TikTok account. And the story, we have the queen of TikTok on this channel, boys and girls, Rachel Wheatland. queen of TikTok. Yes. He claims that a member of the team from head office came across his TikTok account and the stories in the press and contacted the pub he works in. Telltale tit, your mother's done it. They're telltale people, aren't they? And they're horrible. Children are good at that. Great niece Evie gleefully tells my sister, her nan, if she thinks I've done so. Mum, I just heard Uncle Chris say a bad word. He said it 3 times. She's straight on to her mum or her nan, my sister. Nan, Chris has just taken one of my sweets. Can't do anything. No secrets. He says, my manager had a meeting with me today about the whole thing, the whole situation. They really were calm about it, to be honest. They understood and I explained my point of view. It was a mistake. Okay, it was a mistake. Didn't mean to cause any harm to the company. Fair enough. Long story short, I'm suspended until my disciplinary meeting. Well, we have someone here on this channel who would be very, very good at dealing with people at disciplinary meetings. The delightful Mandy Davenport. She won't have any of that problem. Something like this happens, she could be employed to go round company and dish out disciplinary pain and suffering. I think that would be an excellent idea. Maureen says that was in an instant you got my text. Check out the piano piece. You got a piano piece. Fields of Hope. Theme from Land's Girl, Debbie Wiseman. Thank you, Maureen. It's still a programme that I need to watch. I've got it written down. I've got a whole list of programmes as recommended by lovely people like yourself, Maureen, who have suggested things for me to watch there. Rachel hates Telltale. Telltale tit, your mother's done it. Telltales. My sister was always telling on me to my mum. Mum, Chris has pulled my hair. Mum, the best one. Mum, Chris has poked the eyes out on my dolls. I used to do that as a little boy. I used to get my sister's dolls and poke the eyes in. Because in those days, the eyes, they were like, I think they were glass, actually. Glass or plastic. And they would move. They kind of, it wasn't like a picture. These were actually holes in the bit of, plastic or whatever it was, I suppose. Plastic. And they had like some sort of eyes. I would push them into the heads. And once you'd done that, that was it. You couldn't put that was it. The eyes disappeared into the doll's body. Was I a horrible brother? Was I? Then there was the time that I poured cold water. We were in the bath together. I suppose we were about, 7 years old, 6 years old, something like that. And we were in this lovely warm bath in our flat in Roehampton. And I had there was a little red watering can. I always remember this little red watering can, which just happened to be on the bath shelf. And my sister had her back to me. So I filled it up with cold water and poured it over her head. Mum, Chris has poured cold water on me. Oh dear, such fun. I might do that tonight, actually. I'll go and take a jug down to Skegness when she's in the sea and come up behind her and chuck cold water over her from there. Mark Bow says, me and my PE teacher were keeping good at keeping secrets. Not the PE teacher. Not the PE teacher. Oh dear. Mixed mowers can keep a secret. It's the people I tell that let me down. Mick likes Skeg Vegas. Look, it's the best place to go. It's good at night time, Mick, when it's really quiet. Thank you, Mandy. Mandy's already there. We might have a job for you at Weatherspoons, my love. Someone's been a naughty boy. Oh, dear. You're talking about the Asda petrol station at Skegness, are you there? Oh, yes. Yeah, cheapest petrol in the world, isn't it? The Asda petrol station in Skegness. Always the cheapest there. Always the cheapest. Right. Take a short video tonight for us, Chris. Yeah, I can do that tonight. I'll do that. Love Inga Mills as well, says Peter Wright. Not if you've got a caravan there, mate. There's a couple of sites, funnily enough, I came across this last night. And now, will I find this? Let me see if I find this. I may not be able to find this at the moment. The story was sent to me by someone the other day. Who sent me this photo story? I can't remember. But one of the... I can't find it now. I hadn't intended to bring this up, but as you've mentioned, Inga Moles... Oh, come on, where are you, mate? I can't find it now. Basically, a couple of the caravan sites owned by large... Not family sites like this one. A couple of the large sites on there have suddenly decided that they don't want caravans on there that are more than 25 years old. Hello? And at the end of the... Not this season. They've given them until the end of the next season. So that's 2021 to 2022. They've given him till the end of the season 2022 to either get off or move the caravan somewhere else, which I think is incredibly unfair, because there are people that look after that. You come round here, some of these caravans are really old, especially the one I told you about the other day. The old boy who owns the caravan sort of out there on the corner, constantly maintaining it. He's always painting something, doing something to it all the time. Whereas I'll do something if it needs to be done. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, when I got back here in, was it June, end of June, beginning of July? When I got back here, I noticed the sides were a bit dirty, right? So I cleaned them there and then. But I wouldn't do that as a matter of course, okay? Similar with, I was going to say hoovering. No, I do hoover quite a lot. But I tend to say, okay, that needs to be done, then I'll do it. Whereas the bloke down there is constant, he's like looking for something to do. Well, they've just bought an old caravan, roughly the same age as this, about 25 years old. He's gutted it inside to a square shell and he's doing it all up. Very modern, very, very good. But he can do those sort of things. And that's a really old caravan. Now, if that caravan was on one of those sites in Inga Mills, whatever it is, okay, they would now say, well, it's 25 years old, you've got to get rid of it now. And yet, it's been maintained. And there are people that would buy something new, you know, and 5 years later the thing is falling apart because they've done nothing to it at all. They've left the leak. They've let the floor rise, you know. It's just madness. Thank you, Tony King. Kingfisher Sites and Fantasy Island are the sites. That's right. Thank you, Tony. Was it you sent me the email there? Don't know if it's you that sent it there. But, yeah. Peter says they lose lots of people going there. No, it's not that. It's the people that gets lost, not the company. There'd be other people that want to go in there. The problem seems to have occurred because a lot of people are now staying here for their holidays, right? So they're looking for something. They may have stayed in a caravan somewhere and thought, oh, let's buy a caravan. It's not simple. You've got to do your homework. I was very lucky with this site. I kind of struck gold. The ground rents here are extremely reasonable. If something goes wrong, you just let Sylvie, who is queen of all caravans, know, and it's fixed fairly quickly if they can fix it. There is there's a light at the moment that hasn't been fixed. It's been out of order now for almost a year, but it's very tall up, and the problem is they've had the cherry picker nicked. Not from here, but from somewhere else, because this cherry picker that they own goes around various different places, and people still farm machinery and stuff like that. They had it nicked, and what they're doing is waiting for the insurance so that they can go and get another one. So we haven't had the light of it. I get that. I understand that. You know, I do know that when the two occasions where my drains have been making gurgling noises, I've rung. Usually you don't notice it during the daytime so much. At night time you do when you're in bed. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. I ring them just before the show, sort of 8 o'clock in the morning. By the time I finish the show, which is like 10:30ish, it's fixed. Very good. Dreadful. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful what these caravan sites are doing. So that's what's happened, you see. That's what's happened. More people want to buy caravans. And sites, again, not this one, but the larger caravan sites, they make an absolute fortune when they sell you a brand new caravan or a second-hand caravan from their site. They're on the make all the time. Of course, it's a large company. They want to make a profit. But more people are looking into this now, and I don't think they realise some of the costs. Certainly the ground rent. My ground rent here this year, 1,450 for the whole year. 1,450. That's very, very cheap. Very cheap. The average is about £3,500. And when you start looking at those figures, I wouldn't be sitting in a caravan if it was that, really. Too dear. You know. And what amazes me is that people have caravans and they only use them twice a year for a couple of weeks at a time. What's the point? So you're paying £3,500 to have a caravan sitting on the site and you use it twice a year. What's the point of that? No, you've got to be up there all the time. I had a specific purpose to buy this one, and that was to be near my sister and her family. You know. Unfortunately, I've got a brother-in-law and a nephew who know what they're doing when it comes to maintenance, because I wouldn't have a blooming clue, as you well know. Fran prefers Mablethorpe there. East Coast, bad robberies there in the past week. Is that at where do you mean East Coast? Where are the bad robberies? What, at the Ingermole's place, is it? Is that where the bad robberies have taken place there? Or is it pill time? Thank you very much, Mark. Time for the pills. Nice that Mark. See how caring Mark has become. He doesn't want me to die live on air. Although the viewing figures might go up. So it might be worth doing. Perhaps I could die. How long does it take if an ambulance comes around and resuscitates me? That could all be part of one of the shows, couldn't it? Huh? Would that be appealing videos? Anyway. What else have we got here? Oh, it says I'm currently offline. Have we lost? No, I'm not. I've speed a computer. Here's a good idea. Plenty of people out there. Oh, can't wear a face mask because of my asthma. Can't wear a face mask because it gives me anxiety. I've got asthma. Face masks do not stop the air coming through. They don't. I'm telling you now. It's in your head. I know it's in your head because it was in my head when I first started wearing from masks. I thought, oh, I can't breathe properly in this. I can't breathe properly. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's in your head. And if you could just get that out of your head as you're going around, then you'll be doing something for 10 minutes or whatever, and suddenly you'll remember that you can't breathe properly in a mask. And then you have the problem again. That's what it is. Honestly, you ever seen anything like it? People going to the ends of the earth to get some sort of letter from their doctor so that they don't have to wear a mask. Pathetic. Well, these people in another country got the right idea. In Indonesia. In the metro this morning, a group of 8 people in Indonesia were made to dig graves for coronavirus victims after they were caught leaving their homes without a face mask. Different rules over there. They obviously have to wear a face mask everywhere. Officials in East Java reportedly ordered 8 people to the public cemetery in Nagabitan village and said it was act as a deterrent for those who break the rules. The district head told the Tribune News, there are only 3 available grave diggers at the moment, so I thought I might as well put these people to work for them. Hopefully this can create a deterrent effect against violations. What a good idea. You know, you come to me with this thing, oh, it gives me anxiety to wear a mask. You wait until you're on a ventilator. You'll wish you'd have worn that mask. Not that it's 100% protective, but everything helps, doesn't it? You know, it may be that just stops you getting it. Don't want to wear a mask. There are apparently too few people to dig graves, and the area is running out of burial slots. See, they don't have the medical stuff that we have here. At least our death rates are very low at the moment. And that's because we've got months of people who have died and stuff had been tried out on those people that have died. Didn't quite work, so they tried out something else. That didn't work either. Then they tried out, oh, that works a bit better. We'll start using this now. It's the experience. We now have 6 months' worth of experience. Sadly, very sadly, of people no longer with us. Indonesia, I don't suppose, has a very good medical service. I don't know. It's seen a rise in the infections, which then goes on about the virus. But there we are. They've put them to work digging people's graves who have died of coronavirus. Well, that's a good way to kind of get the message across, isn't it? Gosh, don't think I'd be wanting to do that one. Did East Coast... let's have a look there. Good. Another story here. The BBC Salaries. I'm sure, boys and girls, it's not long till I start receiving a wage from the BBC, but I'm not sure I'll be at these levels. The Daily Mail's version of this, it was also talked about on the telly this morning. I joined the BBC Breakfast News a little bit late to hear them talk. They'd just come into the end of it. But nevertheless, it's in all the papers. This is the Daily Mail's take on it. The BBC has come under fire after it published accounts today showing staff pay had soared 3.5% to £1.5 billion this year, while the corporation pushes ahead with its plans to strip 1 million over 75s of their free license TV licenses. Hardly seems fair, does it, really? I mean, it really doesn't. I will say that I think it's pointless giving a free license, TV license, to someone who's got a lot of money. And some of these pensioners, believe me, they've got a lot of money. A lot of money. They don't like to spend it. Some pensioners have barely got 2 pennies to rub together, and they're the ones that should have the free TV licence. Absolutely. But the rich ones, I don't see the point in just giving it out to everyone. I really don't. Bit like child benefit, isn't it? Child benefit. Everyone gets it. And what's all that about? Why is it? Perhaps it's more expensive to sort of decide who can get it and who can't. Maybe it's cheaper to actually just give it to everyone. I don't know. I don't work in the government. Accounts published at noon show now that Zoe Ball... Seen her on the telly much? Nope, can't think I do. She does Radio 2, doesn't she? Does Radio 2. Zoe Ball is now the BBC's highest earner after pocketing £1 million pay rise. I'll repeat that for you. A £1 million pay rise, knocking Gary Lineker off the top spot. Now, do you think this is anything to do... Oh, well, just a minute. We've had a man earning more money than everyone. We'll make it a woman this year, then it'll look good on the news. Anything to do with that, boys and girls? Maybe. How is anyone worth £1 million a year? Well, apart from me, of course. You know. Every penny. And what did we get today? Let's have a look what we got today. £2. Well, it's not far off $1 million, is it? £1 million a year. That's the pay rise. That's not the pay rise. Gary Lineker was on the top spot. The match of the day star, who's 59, is understood to have signed a new 5-year contract at nearly 25% pay cut. Oh, I mean, how's he going to cope? How will he cope? Poor Gary Lineker. He'll have to sell some more crisps. Well, perhaps there might be a little space for him down at Lidl. Down at Lidl or something like that, you know. He could sit on the till there and sell crisps. Or they could sit him in the corner, just eating crisps all the time, Gary Lineker. He knows everything about football, doesn't it? Shame he's so bleeding left wing. The match of the day star, 59, is 25% pay cut, down from 1.75 million to only 1.35 million. Oh, I feel so. Can we do a GoFundMe, please, for Gary Lineker? Shocking. How will he cope? Only 1.35 million next year. Poor man. That's terrible, isn't it? I'm disgusted at the BBC for giving him such a small amount of money. Worth every penny. You know, if I could have like £5 for every time I read one of Gary Lineker's tweets, I'd be very poor because I don't read his tweets. How's he getting on with bringing in that illegal immigrant into his house? Was it an illegal immigrant or a genuine immigrant? I don't know what he's done to something to get in newspapers anyway. Does he live on his own or is he married? What is that? What's that working out there? Is he gay? I don't know. Responding to the news, Lineker sarcastically tweeted, "Oh dear, thoughts are with the haters at this difficult time." Oh, that's a £5 I've earned there. I've read one of Gary Lineker's tweets. Radio 2 presenter Zoe Ball's 49. I must say, looking at this picture, she actually looks older than that. She thinks she looks older than 49 to me. Does she you? Hang on, is she lying about her age? She does. She looks older than 49. Wouldn't you say so? I'd put her at about 55, 56, wouldn't you? But then again, that might be the early getting up. That must do you in after a while, wouldn't it, eh? If I ever had a radio show, we're going. You know, you wouldn't start on the breakfast show. With radio, breakfast show is like the top of the ladder. You know, everything you do is to get to that breakfast show. But I wouldn't want it. Christ, who wants to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day, just sit on the radio and pretend to be happy? And you hear some of these breakfast shows, they clearly are pretending to be happy, and the fake laughing does my head in. They tell these jokes. Have you heard some of these breakfast shows in the morning? Not BBC Local, the ILR ones. Dreadful. It's all scripted. It doesn't flow. Pretty boy Roman Kemp's all right. But then again, I fancy him anyway, so I'm going to say that, aren't I? I'll fancy him for about 10 years, then I'll move on to someone else. You know how I am, dear. It's just the way it is, isn't it? I like pretty boys. For example, Mark Bowles. There's a pretty boy for you. Doesn't age, does he, Mark Bowles? She does. Zoe Ball, 49. Please. You want to go to the same clinic as Gemma Collins does and have something done to your face, my love. And how much is she on? What are they paying her? What is it again? Just a minute. Oh, no. We haven't got her earnings yet. Hang on a minute. We'll come to that in a moment, I'm sure. Here we go. Radio 2 presenter Zoe Ball is now earning 1.3... So she was only on 360,000. She's got £1 million raise. For what? Who's she doing it with? Christ. She's now earning it gets better. She's now earning £1.36 million, according to the Daily Mail, despite losing nearly 1 million listeners after the corporation pledged to tackle the gender pay gap. That's why. Nothing to do with her ability to do the job, because she clearly isn't very good at it. How can you lose a million listeners? They've been trying to level up the pay of male and female stars. There you go, box ticking. We've done that now. Let's tick that box there. Eh? They've been trying to level up the payroll of male and female stars to repair damage to the corporation's reputation. Reputation, dear? It's in bits. And reduce discord among staff. Because it's all blooming left wing, that's why. That's why. The new bloke has sort them out. Tim, is it Tim? Tim Davey. I'm hoping he's going to sort them out. And if they go on strike, let them go on strike, because there's 1 million people, including myself, who would be very happy to do a show on Radio 2. 88 to 91 FM, this is Radio 2 from the... I've been practising the little phrases. 88 to 91 FM, this is Radio 2 from the BBC. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I think they've got a different jingle now. That's how long ago I listened to it. My mum was a big favourite of Radio 2. Waggoner's Walk. Jimmy Young. Da, 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 da. Oh, no, that's not the one. Open House with Pete Murray. Bum, bum, ba, ba, da, 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 da. Bum, bum. Most of you on here will be too young to remember those shows. You would have been children. But you might remember the tunes because your mum perhaps had them on in the kitchen. There was no telly in the morning, was there? Mum had Radio 2 on. She started off with Radio 4, listening to the news, the Today programme, and then she'd have Terry Wogan on in the morning, followed by Jimmy Young, Pete Murray, Ed Stewpot at the weekend, Junior Choice, all those people. And now we got Zoe Ball. God. You know, I don't have a problem if someone's really good at the job. Yeah, give them that show. But not to tick a box. That's what's happening over there now. They're ticking bleeding boxes. Oh, we need another girl here. Let's have a gay person here. Let's have a black person there. There's too many white people. That's what's happening. Ridiculous. Give the job to the person who is best at it. And if that means the whole of Radio 2's schedule is female because they are the best ones at the job, so be it. But I've heard the show. No. There are great people, female presenters on the radio. My favourite one is Julia Hartley-Brewer on Talk Radio. She does the breakfast. That's what I wake up to. Julia Hartley-Brewer on the radio. She's excellent. Zoe Ball is not in her league. Should be the best person for the job, not the person just to tick a box so that everyone looks exactly the same represented. Oh, Christ, to get some on tits. Critics have blasted its decision to reward its staff with a total of 3.5% salary increase, even after it announced plans to slim down its operations following the pandemic. You couldn't make it up, could you? They cut, and then give someone like her £1 million extra a year. How does that work? Who's the idiot that decided that? Oh, hang on a minute. There's a little box here we haven't ticked. In July, the BBC announced, we've done that, changes will see one instead of two presenters fronting the 6:30pm regional TV news bulletins. I think we've only got one person now, haven't we? It's, I can't remember his name now. He presents certainly up here, Look North. I can't think of his name now, but he's the one that introduced my segment on Look North back in January. That bloke. Nice bloke, comes across as quite friendly. Down in London, they seem to have I don't think I've ever seen two people doing it. The 6:30 regional thing. Down in London, they've got some good ones and some bad ones. One on there, she's dreadful. Dreadful. She is as wooden as anything on the BBC London News. You probably know the one I mean. There's one guy on there who's quite good. In fact, I think it is only one bloke on there, the London News. The rest are female. And some of the girls are all right, but there's one on there, and she just shouldn't be on there. She's got a bit of a gap in her teeth, that one. She might even have a bit of gold there as well. I'm not quite sure now. And she hosts it sometimes. Good morning. She starts off on just the same as I do on the show here. That's where I got the idea from, you see. From that, to just do a little different camera angle now and again. And she starts off, and now on BBC, and what do they say? They say it on the news now. And now we're going to your own local regional state, or whatever they say. And she starts off, and a very good, I'm going to have to move that over there. Very good evening to you, and welcome to the 6:30 news. And then the SWAT cut, and she's like this. Multiple stabbings in London. Oh, Christ, no. Can't do the job. Why has someone put them on there? I think you know the answer to that, don't you? You know who I mean. Dreadful. Inside Out, the regional current affairs programme shown made in 11 different regions, will be axed and replaced with a new investigative journalism programme from 6 hubs. Cutbacks there. A simplified schedule will be introduced on local radio a simplified schedule introduced on local radio during the pandemic with single instead of double presenters, and a reduction in the number of the shows has now become or will become permanent, as we found up in BBC Lincolnshire. Yeah, my friend on there, William White, he lost his show because they extended all the others to 4 hours each. I think he's been given a couple back now. Well, he's on tonight. He's on tonight when they play out my little bit at 7:30. He's on tonight. But it's, that's what happened. They extended everyone else's show, so people lose out. Other people missed out. They lost shows because of that. To save money. But they've given Zoe Ball another £1 million. Thanks very much. Other detractors have pointed to the BBC's shocking push to strip 1.5 million pensioners of their free TV licence, as we know. The BBC seeks to capture younger audiences in its war with Netflix. Well, it's not working, is it? There's no one watching. None of the kids watch BBC. They don't. So why not look after the people that you've already got? The over 50s, the over 60s. Because there's nothing like that. We love sit there watching BBC Two on a Saturday night playing out Dad's Army. We'd also love to see Hello, Hello. Or It Ain't Our Fault, Mum, but you won't show that anymore, will you? In case it offends someone. It's offensive. BBC Director General Tim Davie defended Zoe Ball's huge, make no bones about it, don't matter how you dress that up, that is an enormous pay rise, £1 million. She's delivering over 8 million listeners. And he boasted, I think we're getting incredible value, really. What money are you on, Tim? Do let us know. Asked about the likes of Gary Lineker still earning more than £1 million, Mr. Davies said he would expect people to come to the BBC at a significant discount. Listen, I'm happy to come and do £100 a show. £100 a show. I think that's very fair. I will come to you at a significant discount. I'll praise you to the hilt. I will never tweet anything derogatory about the BBC. I will fall into line just to be on there. There's something very special. It's all very well saying, oh, well, if you're on the BBC, you can't say what you want, and I wouldn't be able to. No. But can you just imagine telling people that you've got a show on the BBC? It means something. It's a bit like shop workers who have a job and they work in places like Harrods or Selfridges or even John Lewis. They're proud to work there. They are shop workers. That's all they are, shop workers. But they are proud to work in Harrods and Selfridges, Fortnum and Masons. One of the drag queens I worked with was always very proud at saying, I used to work in the perfume. Actually, I know a boy who works there. The perfume counter at Harrods. That's what he did. Very proud of that. Funnily enough, I was in there about a year ago in Harrods, just having a look around, really. And I went into the perfume section. And I couldn't find him anywhere. I'm looking everywhere in this perfume. When I say perfume section, the perfumes in Harrods, you can get a cheap one, 70 or 80 quid a bottle. Or you can go into the tens of thousands of pounds for a bottle of perfume. I'm looking around for my mate. Ben is his name. Couldn't find him anywhere, so I've sent him a text. All right, Ben. I'm in Harrods. Pop down to the perfumes to see you. Where are you? I got this text back. He said, I'm at lunch at the moment, but you're in the wrong place. I don't work downstairs. I work upstairs. And I text back, I thought you was in the perfume. He says, I am, but not downstairs. I'm upstairs. These perfumes are hundreds of thousands of pounds. For a bottle of smelly stuff. I mean, my Dettol spray is a lovely smell. What's wrong with that? Why would you spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on this little bottle of stuff to make you smell different? He was working. I didn't get to see him. He works upstairs. You have to have an appointment to go up there in Harrods. This is. In the Daily Mail, all the furious Twitter accounts lashed out at the BBC. What? Shall we have a lash? No, I don't want to play the lash down because Mandy will be standing by, won't you, darling? There's no possible way that anyone can justify the extortionate salaries at the BBC. This simply can't go on. Using the licence fee as a way of paying some of the BBC dinosaurs should be a criminal offence. It's shocking. Shocking. And there's some other pays there. So Gary Lineker on a paltry £1,350,000, down £400,000. Zoe Ball now on £1,364. No, £1,364,999. Why didn't they just round that up a pound? Why is it that? That doesn't... Graham Norton, £729,000. He's gone up £115,000. I mean, you cannot dream of these figures, can you? Steve Wright, £479,000 he gets. He's gone up £10,000. Hugh Edwards, great newsreader, only on £469,999. He's gone down £25,000. Fiona Bruce, she's now on £454,000, £999, up £195,000. Vanessa Feltz, £409,999. She's gone up 50 grand. Lauren Levine. What does she do then? Just a minute, let me see her photo. I've never heard of her. Oh, I don't know who she is. What does she do? £399,999. She's gone up 90 grand. Don't even know who she is. Alan Shearer. Now, is he a football bloke, Alan Shearer? He's gone up 50 grand to 394,999. And Stephen Nolan. Now, there's a name I know, but I don't know what he does. No idea what he does. 394,000 grand. He's gone up 75 grand. Wow. I mean, it's just... You couldn't make these numbers up, could you? Really? Absolutely shocking. Shocking. Gary Ross mentions brute. Is there any brute in Harrods? I doubt that. Morning to Paul and Lou joining us there. Brute. I love it. Morning to Christopher Woodhouse joining us. Hello, DJ Chris is in the house there. Hello to you, sir. Jason Hughes is not a fan of Chris Moyles. Anyone else? Let's have a look. Paul and Lou like Chris Moyles there. Jason Hughes listened to GWR. It all changed. Presenters got booted out. Now it's all heart radio. I mean, it must be popular. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. But they just have this format, and there's no entertainment, is there? Oh, we've got a super chat has poured into the studio, boys and girls. Rachel Wheatland, could I have a couple of stickers and maybe a scrap it man? 1, 2, please. Of course you can, Rachel. £8, that's far too much, Rachel. But thank you anyway. You also, of course, get 8 free raffle tickets, my darling. Where are they? Oh. There we go. 8 raffle tickets. Of course you can, Rachel. You can have 2. What do you want? A couple of stickers and a scrap it one. Man, oh no, I hope he's not watching. He'll want money for that. Oh, well, I'm entitled. No, they're not actually. You told me to give them out, so I'm giving them out. She's asked one. She's not paying for your sticker. She's paying for mine. These are free. She's not paying for your sticker. These are free. She's only paying for my stickers, Gary, all right? Don't come along to me later when we're in Skegness and say, can I have the £2 for that sticker? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dodgy character, isn't he? So there we are. £10 I've got for today's show. Thank you very much, gang, for your tips. Not far off now to get to that 1 million. Oh, let's do your tickets, Rachel. I don't know why I bother reading the numbers out, because it makes no difference, does it? 1 second. See, Rachel appreciates the fact that it does actually cost a little bit to send things out. It doesn't cost anywhere near £8, but you know what I mean. She paid the postage and a little bit more today, so thank you, Rachel. Let's write these out for you. Should have a little button, really, shouldn't I? I could just tap a button and you get 8 tickets out or something. I wonder if they do anything like that. There's those ones, Rachel. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In a little pot there. And another 3 here, darling. There's the others, all right. There you go. All right. Thank you, Rachel. Just pop us an email with what you want. I'll put it in a post for you later on, actually. I've got 3 things to post. Or I'm not allowed to say one of them because it is a gift for someone. It's a gift. And something from last night as well. So thanks very much for those. Lineker's got the immigrant doing the housework, has he? Andy V makes me sick that some people like Lineker get paid more than someone who fights and put their lives on lives for the country. Absolutely, you're right. You're right with that. You're right with that. Morning to Jeff and Linda. Morning. Jeff and... Weren't you there earlier? Oh, you're saying hello to Mick, are you? Thank you. There we go. Gary Ross, Stephen Nolan does Radio 3 or 4 late night talk show. People ring in. Does he? Well, I've never heard of him. Is that right? Can you look that up for me, Gary? I might give that one a listen to. What do they talk about? Just general news stuff and stuff like that? I quite like that. All right, we've got a few more stories to do here, boys and girls. We must move on because it's very late this morning. Now, this is a lovely story here. Again, in the Metro this morning, there was a lonely man. I didn't do the story because I thought it was quite sad, but it's got a nice ending. A lonely pensioner made an emotional plea to find friends after the death of his wife has received an outpouring of support from kind-hearted strangers across the world. This bloke, 75, said ever since leaving his soulmate, Joe, of 35 years, died days after being diagnosed with cancer in May. He's been living in an unbearable torture of silence. He's got no children, no family, and said he spends his days alone at home waiting for a phone call that never comes. I mean, that's just incredibly sad, isn't it? If you've got someone old, perhaps, in your life, and they don't have anyone, please ring them. Once a day, that's all you do. You don't even need to say anything. Just listen. Because they've always got something to say to you. Just listen to them. I do that with someone every day without fail. In a bid to find someone to chat to, the retired physicist placed adverts in the local paper and even handed out cards, including his details, but no one called. As a last resort, Hampshire-based Tony put up a poster in his window, pleading for someone to end his loneliness. Hundreds of kind-hearted readers have answered his plea. Since sharing his story yesterday, Metro has been inundated with emails and social media messages from strangers offering to befriend Tony. I'd love to show you the picture, but the damn thing is... Oh, there we go, that's all right. You know, you're trying to see a picture and these adverts keep flashing across it all the time. Gets on my nerves, it really does. Right, hang on. Just look at this. It's incredibly sad, that. Can you... Oh, what am I doing? There you go. Right, I don't know if you can read that or not. On that plaque it says, I've lost Joe, my lovely wife and soulmate. I have no friends or family, no one to talk to. I find the unremitting silence 24 hours a day unbearable torture. Can no one help me? And people have answered. People have answered. Hundreds... sorry, that's incredibly sad. Hundreds from across the UK and Ireland, the Netherlands, Hungary, and even from as far as the US, Canada and Hong Kong said they were heartbroken and in tears after reading the pensioners' appeal, as I am now. People as young as 17 and those up into their 90s said no one should feel alone in this world, particularly during a pandemic. And so it goes on. So now people are talking to him. Isn't that wonderful? There's a picture of him and his lovely wife as well. Look, let's have a look at that as well. Oh, God, that's just so sad. Him and there's his wife, presumably, possibly when they got married. That looks like a wedding photo, doesn't it? There you go. Look how happy she looks. And him, actually. There you go. Oh, dear. What a lovely story. What a lovely story. I'm going to plough through these stories, gang, because we're very late now. Eat Out to Help Out. Did you enjoy that? Eat Out to Help Out? Did you? Well, it might be coming back. All right? Those of you who want to save a bit of money on your food, a winter version of Eat Out to Help Out could be launched after the scheme's success this summer. The initiative, launched to boost the economy in the Sun this morning and rescue the failing hospitality sector, is being kept under review for round 2. We might be getting it back for the winter. But there are fears that the approaching winter season will further decimate restaurants, bars and pubs after they were already left devastating blow after the nationwide coronavirus lockdown. Some restaurants have even extended their own versions of the scheme into this month. Indeed, Central Station, where they play out our quiz on Tuesday night, they still have the offer going, the Eat Out to Help Out thing there. Some restaurants have even extended their own versions of the scheme into this month in order to entice customers, as industry heads also call on Rishi baby, or Spock. He looks like Spock, doesn't he? From Star Trek. That's what Jim Davidson said. He looks like Spock. He does. Yes, Captain. Spock. Shall we call Rishi Spock? Rishi Spock. Chancellor Rishi Spock to extend the initiative. So it might be coming back. Might be coming back for the winter months, which is very good, isn't it, eh? Excellent. Excellent. Sorry, Steve, I've set him off. That was just an incredibly moving story, that was. Oh, dear me. Gary does mostly... Oh, is this that other bloke we were talking to, other BBC... Oh, what have I done now? Have I just closed down all the blooming news stories? Oh, no, there they are. Oh, thank God for that. I thought I'd just closed down all the news stories then. What an idiot. No, what have I done? Hang on a minute, let's put that... Why can't I get that up there now? Something's gone a little bit wrong here. Technical difficulty, gang. I don't know what I've done there. Yeah, that bloke who we're talking about, the BBC, does mostly Northern Ireland shows about religion and interviews loyalists and Republican politicians. That doesn't sound like my cup of tea, Gary, really. All that religion thing, all they do is go on there and scream and shout at each other. Not my idea of entertainment, really. Right, I'm going to plough through these news stories, boys and girls. The Apple Watch. Are you ready for an Apple Watch? No, not quite. No, me neither. I don't think so. £400 for a bleeding watch without even a diamond in it? I don't think so. But there's a cheaper one. Still too dear for me. I wouldn't pay this. Apple on Tuesday have unveiled its cheapest ever smartwatch during a virtual event streamed from its headquarters in California. Here I come. Da, 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 da. Al Johnson. Was it Al Johnson on that one? This watch, for the new Apple Watch, £269. Which is cheap for an Apple Watch. Still far too much for me to pay for a watch. I wouldn't pay that. I've got a nice watch that was given to me by DJ Chris Woodhouse. The £269 Apple Watch SE shares many of the features packed into the firm's previous timepieces, but at a cut price. By comparison, the cheapest Apple Watch at launch to date was Apple's very first, the Series 1, which hitched the shelves at the same price back in 2016. The SE is a follow-up to the 3-year-old Series 3 and shares many of the same tools and apps. That means sleep and fitness tracking, a waterproof chassis and fall detection, a feature that calls the emergency service if you take a tumble. The SE has the SE has up to 2 times better performance than the Series 3, and it gets all a little bit technical there. But if you want an Apple Watch, the non-4G versions, the non-cellular versions, £269 in the UK. If you want the cellular version, so to talk to the mobile phones, that's £319. I don't know why you'd have a watch if it's an Apple Watch. I can't honestly say why you'd want a watch that isn't connected to the cellular thing. I thought that would be the whole idea of having something like an Apple Watch, surely. You know. Unlike the iPads, now my mini iPad, that's not a 4G one. It's not a cell iPad. I have to have Wi-Fi near me if I want to use it, but I only use it indoors. Not going to take it out to a park or anything like that, am I? But with a watch, that's a different thing altogether. I would imagine that if you're spending on an Apple Watch, you would want it to be able to, so you're walking along, oh, the watch is ringing. You could take a phone call on the watch. How fabulous. Oh, hello. Just like in Space 1999. Talking to each other like that. Is there a camera on it? I don't know if there's a camera on it. It doesn't say. I don't know if these watches have got cameras on them. My sister, she wanted a similar thing for her birthday, which I got her for her birthday, but it wasn't an Apple one. She went on on Amazon and chose what she wanted, and that was it. Weren't it? I tell you, no, nothing like 270 odd quid. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. But she's not a greedy person, my sister. I know greedy people. They're not happy until they get that particular version, and you're the one that's had to blooming well pay for it. Take the mix, some people. Greedy Labrador. Poor dog. In the Metro this morning, a Labrador has had to have emergency treatment after he ate his entire lead. This is the trouble with dogs. They eat everything, don't they? My lovely niece who's in Cyprus at the moment, she had what was it? I can't remember what sort of dog it, but it was very clumsy. It was big and clumsy. It was a lovely dog. Absolutely lovely dog. And it used to eat stuff, and one day they were out for a walk and this dog went running off chasing after a rabbit, as it liked to do. And she noticed something was hanging out of its bum. And they caught up with it eventually. It was a sock. This dog had eaten a sock. It chewed the remote controls, everything. Well, this Labrador's eaten a blooming lead. A Labrador had to have an emergency treatment after he ate his entire lead in the space of a 15-minute car journey. He ate everything except the end on the middle. A team of specialists worked quickly to recover the lead, which has been chewed into neat 5-centimetre strips. How funny is that? Poor thing. He was treated at the emergency Vets Now clinic in Newport, in West Wales, with staff at the clinic saying it was the first dog they had treated who had ingested an entire dog lead. How funny. It says that some foreign objects are small enough to pass through a dog's system, including a sock, as my niece found out, without, not that she ate the sock, it was the dog, darling, somewhere, without causing any problems, but others can get stuck, causing dogs to become seriously ill quickly. Intestinal obstructions often require surgery, which poses its own risk. Poor dog. Oh, it shouldn't eat leads then, should it? Poor little thing. Mad, innit? Good news if you don't like nuclear power. Plans for a new multi-million-pound nuclear power plant in... We've got a lot of Welsh news on here today, haven't we? In North Wales has been scrapped, it's been reported. The Japanese giant Hitachi... You never hear much about Hitachi much anymore, do you, really? Don't hear much about them, do you? Don't hear much about Hitachi. Japanese giant Hitachi is expected to announce on Wednesday that it will no longer build the power station at Wilfa on Anglesey. There had been hopes that the thousands of jobs would be created with the construction, but it's already been suspended, apparently after Hitachi failed to reach a funding agreement with the UK government, but the planning process continued. You see, now I think that's excellent news. I think we should be going along the renewable energy type route. I always think that. We're doing quite well. We get a lot of our electricity. You would be surprised now how much electricity we get off these wind farms. Very, very good indeed. Solar, but it's different ways to make it. Solar, water and wind, I think, are the main. Biomass is another one where they burn, I don't know, they burn rubbish or something like that, don't they? Not quite sure about that. But I think that's excellent news. Why do we want this nuclear stuff? Something goes wrong, bang, we're all dead, mate. They're all dead. And that accident in Russia is still dealing with, aren't we? 30 years later or whatever it was. The accident in Russia. Awful. Well, I think that's great news. And we're coming along with that whole renewable thing. The biggest problem we've had with it is not so much putting up the windmills and putting up the solar panels. It's storing the energy for later on when there is no wind or no sun. We've got to have some sort of backup, big batteries to store it somewhere. And that's coming along slowly. I've heard different stories. One of being able to store electricity in stuff like sand and things like that. It's coming along slowly. You've only got to look at electric cars to realise that. You know, these first electric cars come out and they were able to do like 50 mile or something like that on a charge. Now we're up to something like 200. I think there's a car out there that does 350 miles on a single charge. Well, that's a small car battery. Now, you imagine building that up. Similar things, you know. So whereas a building perhaps could store, I don't know, 1 hour of electricity, now it can store 24 hours of electricity because of the different technologies that are coming along. I find it fascinating, technology. And the battery thing, and we will get there with that. They'll find something, won't they? They will find something. And talking of technology news, in the Daily Mail this morning, Bionic eye. It's been more than 10 years in the making, but scientists are preparing to implant a bionic eye into a human subject. This is great. Researchers at Monash University have developed wireless implants that sit on the surface of the brain, and they are said, get this, to restore vision to blind people. Wow. No disrespect to anyone who's always been blind, but which is bad enough, I suppose. You've never had sight, so you don't know, really, do you? How can I comment? I'm not blind. But it must be absolutely devastating for someone who's been able to see or hear and then to lose that sense. Imagine suddenly becoming... And people do. They wake up in the morning and they can't see anymore. That's it. Sight gone forever. Can you just imagine the fear? How do you get past that, I wonder? It's called Gennaris Bionic Vision System. It includes a custom headgear fitted with a camera and wireless transmitter, a vision processor unit and software, and a set of 9.9mm tiles that are implanted into the brain. Studies of the device used in sheep were found to be successful and did not produce any adverse health effects. Fascinating. The team's currently seeking funding to ramp up manufacturing and distribution of the implants, which they say could also be used to cure other ailments, including paralysis. This is where technology is doing good things, instead of inventing new ways to kill us all, like a new type of bomb or some sort of laser weapon. Oh, what can we use to kill someone with today? No, this is good news. The Australian scientists are just one of many working towards connecting the brain to a computer, as Elon Musk has been designing a chip that he demonstrated in pigs recently, didn't he? So that's a good thing, isn't it? Eh? Wonderful. Imagine being able to say, excuse me, I can give you your sight back. Wow. Wow. Wonderful. Jim Davidson's in the news. He's all over the papers this morning. Daily Mail, Jim Davidson has sparked outrage after posting a YouTube rant suggesting dance troupe Diversity should do a routine about black men mugging people, which is possibly a little bit too far, isn't it? Come on, be honest. That's a bit much. The comedian, 66, also said that the Asian community, who have big families, are taking no notice of coronavirus restrictions and are living in a bubble of 300 in an effing house. Well, probably not 300, but I think he has a point there with that whole living in the family thing. Asian families living in a house, because they do. You get entire families of Asian people living in houses. Don't you? Therefore, surely the virus will spread more quickly among lots of people in a house. Now, it's a fact that generally English people don't live in houses with lots of people. Not really. You'll have a family, but very rarely do you get an extended family, do you? You know, great-grandparents, grandparents, parents and children all in one house, and a lot of them in a house. That's just how they are. But he has a point there. Perhaps that's why the virus is spreading in communities like that. You've got to see the video, really. As well as him being controversial, and he's very controversial in his videos. He's got his own YouTube channel. Just type in Jim Davidson channel and you'll find it on there. There is comedy in there as well. There's comedy in there as well where he mentions the 2 young football players. Okay, the ones who recently got kicked out for getting 2 girls back to their room. And he was saying at the end of it, wow, 2 footballers got 2 girls back to good on you, boys. Go on, you're only young once, get on with it. And then he laid into these girls who said they looked really weird. And they did. Did you see the photos of these girls? With the hairs all pulled back like that. And they're just the weirdest looking pair. But he said they're really good looking Icelandic girls. They're so much better than the fat girls in Lidl. He said so. Did he say fat? I can't remember now. Or the old bags in Lidl or something like that. He's quite funny as well. So you've got controversy and comedy there in the same channel. You might want to give that a watch. It's entirely up to you what you think of that. The Jim Davidson channel on YouTube. Quite interesting. And if you watch it right till the end, you'll laugh at the bit at the end where he goes on about the little girls. And the 2 young lads who, the England footballers who had the girls over. It's quite funny, all right. One more story, and then we'll do today's raffle tickets, gang. Instagram granny, yeah? Why not? Everyone else does. In the Daily Star today. An Instagram star dubbed the world's cutest gran suffered a catalogue of horror injuries after chasing a spider. Yes, it's our daily spider story. Rachel will be pleased with this one. Watching an exciting episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Unlikely internet sensation Pauline Walker and her devoted husband of 69 years, Jeff, great, innit, eh? Have racked up more than 360,000 followers simply posting updates of their daily lives together. But this week, Pauline, who's 86, bless her, suffered a really traumatic fall after the freak accident. When old people fall over, it's not just a fall. It can be terribly damaging. They break things like hips. They've raked up... she was rushed to hospital, forcing the deeply in love pair to be separated for the first time in decades because Jeff can't visit. Jeff explains his wife's tumble. We were watching the television, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it was all getting exciting. Pauline spotted a spider and running across the earth and jumped up to get a cover to put over it until we could safely take it outside. But it turned towards Pauline. Oh, my God! Can you imagine that? A large spider, and it's running up. They all run away from you. But what do you do if it stops and turns back towards you? What do you do? That's frightening. It took a little turn towards Pauline and she backed out of its way. Then she took a nasty fall. It was really traumatic. Poor lady. The couple are in Colville, Leicestershire, post heartwarming videos about their long-standing relationship. It was an easy way for them to keep in touch with family who had moved away from the area, bless her. And it goes on about her family, bless her. So do be careful. If you're going to start chasing spiders, be very, very careful, dear. Very careful. Oh, my Lord. All right, shall we do today's raffle tickets? Anyone want a raffle ticket? Please speak now. Let's just read out a couple of your messages there. East Coast Radio has just seen Jim Davidson at Cove, Belgrade, Michael. Just seen Jim Davidson at Cove, Belgrade, Michael. Try that again, East Coast. I don't understand what you're saying there. Can you write that again, my darling? And I'll read it out. All right. Where are we now? There we go. Here come the ticket requests. Oh, Dylan's sent £2 super chat there. Thank you, Dylan. Just a moment, Dylan. I'll tell you what, Dylan. Let me give you a 2 free tickets for the super chat raffle. Okay, that's happening. What is it today? It's Wednesday. Oh, it's tomorrow morning. Super chat raffle. That's the prize, Dylan. Okay, the pink backdrop behind me there. I'm going to give you tickets number 237 and 238. Dylan. 237. I can just write Dylan on there because there's only one Dylan watching the show. There you go. You win that backdrop. Minus the thing on the side there because that's actually not part of the backdrop. It's a model. All right? There you go. 237 and 238 for you there, Dylan. Thank you. Okay. Has anyone seen the Jim Davidson channel? It's very funny. Very good. He does talk some sense on there, I have to say. He does. It's certainly not aimed at these snowflakes that we all like to hate, don't we? We hate them. Absolutely hate snowflakes. Right, let's do the tickets. Where are we now? One second. Where are we now? And let's go. There we go. Maureen, 178 for Maureen. Tony King, 179. Peter Wright, 180. Michael Pullman, 181. Jason Hughes, 182. Diane Jebb, 183. Fran Green, 184. Gary Ross, 185. Gary, 2 tickets Ross. Mick Davenport, 186. East Coast, 187. Dylan, 188. This is for the fridge magnet next Monday, okay? Dylan, Ross Herndine, 189. Thank you, Ross. Jeffrey, 190. Thanks, Jeff. Oh, I've done you with... Why have I done you with a J and not a G? Sorry, Jeff. Apologies to you there. All right, 190 for Jeff. Heidi Young, 191. Thank you, Heidi. Whenever I see your name, for some reason, Heidi, it reminds... Because Norway is involved there, always reminds me of the Eurovision Song Contest that came from Norway one year. My God, it just went on and on and on. I always remember it. There was this beautiful woman all dressed in white. And every time the song would finish, and there were all these flowers that just kept coming on the stage. Do you remember that at all? There's just masses and masses of flowers. You'll find it on YouTube somewhere. The Eurovision Song Contest from Norway, well, I don't know, 30 years ago. It was bizarre. And I think they went so far on, they had to drop the news and everything. Instead of being like 2 hours, it went on for like 3.5 hours. I always remember that. Heidi Young, Mark Bowles, 192. Tony King watches Dim Davidson. Yeah, me too. I've just subscribed today, actually. Rachel Wheatland, 193 for Rachel. Paul and Lou, 194. Our very own losers here, gang. I've done Maureen, haven't I? Maureen, 178. Anyone else? Anyone else want a ticket? Please speak now. Let's do today's birthdays. Happy birthday on this Thursday, the 16th of September 2020 to Angela Walters. Hello, Angela. She's in Melbourne, Australia. I think they're still on lockdown there. 53 years old. Happy birthday, Angela. Marcus Rogers. Hello, gorgeous. Marcus Rogers today, happy birthday. Steve Harriman, good morning, Steve, happy birthday to you. And Jason Delph. Oh, he used to come to Coventry, where I DJ'd at a place in Coventry. It's quite a few years ago, that is now. I can't believe how quickly all this time goes. But happy birthday to all our birthday people on this Thursday morning. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right. We'll have a few people leaving us now, boys and girls. So don't forget, I've done a little piece for BBC Lincolnshire tonight, BBC Radio Lincolnshire tonight. Should be on round about 7:30 if you want to listen to that, okay? It's just stuff I normally talk about. I think I talk about extensively about the caravan, actually. And I think there's about 3 songs I've played there. There's ABBA. Oh, gosh, I can't remember now. I've done ABBA. I think there's some Justin Bieber. I quite like Justin Bieber and something else. So that's tonight, around about 7:30 on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, okay? You'll be able to get that online as well, wherever you are in the world. John Aitken, let's just do a couple of raffle tickets here. 195 for John Aitken. Thank you, John. 195. Anyone else? Have I missed out? Anyone else? Everyone happy? Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. They are, Heidi, they're crazy for flowers in Norway. Give them out for the opening of an envelope. Do they really? These flowers, they just kept... Do you remember it at all, Heidi? These flowers just kept coming onto the stage. Hundreds of them. In fact, I think the half of the show was taken out with presentation of flowers, to be honest. Oh, gosh, it's just madness. If you're leaving us at this point, thanks very much for joining us. Back with you tomorrow morning at 8:45. As Mark requested, perhaps a little video of our time in Skegness tonight. Well, we only go for a couple of hours. We get out of the car, we go to... we walk along, we'll have something to eat, because they've got tables outside in the trawler's catch, so that's quite safe eating outside. So we'll have some chips probably there. I'll have baked beans and chips, and my sister probably have a bit of fish, and the children and that as well. And then we walk along the beach, quite dark probably by then, but it's just nice. I like it. Did I tell you I put my toes in there last time? Yeah, I actually took my shoes and socks off, and I walked along the sea. It was lovely. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. I'll be going for a walk in a minute anyway. I've got some letters to post. And, of course, Rachel's stickers. Purchase sticker. 2 stickers for £8. It don't get much better than that, Rachel. Blimey. I should be able to go on holiday this year now, won't I? All righty, gang. It's time for our daily game of bingo today. All right, time for our daily game of bingo. You would have received a little ticket through the post. If you'd like to join us for our daily game of bingo and you haven't done so already, all you've got to do is send me an email. Say chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Say, please add me to the weekday bingo, our daily bingo game, which happens at the end of every show. The prize is nothing spectacular. It's simply another raffle ticket, so you get another chance. Instead of having one chance, you have 2 chances to win that fridge magnet on Monday morning. Just a bit of fun, really. East Coast likes trawler's catch. Good old Brandon Bowler owns it. He knows how to do the job, East Coast. You go in there, you don't get given chips and say, can I have some more? He puts the correct amount of food on the plate. I've mentioned it so many times. The worst place round here I went to was the Chain Bridge restaurant. These chips arrived after about an hour of us sitting there. And I'm like, where's the rest of the chips? And the bloke, well, that's a portion, mate. There was hardly any chips. Never went back. There was a point where me and my sister and brother-in-law, we were going to the trawler's catch once a week, every week. We always went there. We never tried anywhere else because we were happy. And it's the amount of food you're given, and the quality of the food is very good in there. The fish is like this on the... It hangs over the edge of the little tray thing that you get it in. They're not tight. They're not dear, and they're nice in there. They've always got enough staff on. There's loads of young people actually running around. Clearly, they're probably well looked after. They all look happy. You don't see sort of a large turnover of staff in there. They're very well looked after. Try it if you're ever down in Skegness, the trawler's catch. You go down the end of the road going towards the pier. Right? Oh, is it the pier? Hang on a minute. Yeah, the clock. What's after the clock? I can't remember now. There is no pier. Hang on a minute. Is there what am I saying? Do you know, I can't picture it from... I know there's the clock. So you go down this road, there's a clock on the roundabout, and then you go straight on, there's the sea. Or you go left, and the trawler's catch is just just a little bit further down after that corner on the left-hand side, and you go up these stairs. There's Spider-Man, I think. It's got Spider-Man. Hasn't it got Spider-Man on there or something like that? Or Pirates or something on the wall. And it's clean. There's always someone going around cleaning the table. He knows that. He knows what he's doing in there. He knows what he's doing in there. Absolutely. Dylan's going to change some oil. Rather you than me, mate. All right. Okie doke. Are you ready for today's bingo game then? All right, get your raffle bingo tickets out. We're playing the game Wednesday the 16th of September 2020. As always, we only play for a full house. You need to mark off all the bingo tickets, all the bingo numbers on your ticket. As soon as you've done that, shout bingo. When I notice someone's won, I will stop the game. You then have 1.5 minutes to claim. You must shout bingo within a minute and a half. If it goes past that minute and a half, for whatever reason, doesn't matter what the reason is, if we go past that minute and a half and you haven't got your claim in, then you've missed it. Once we've called the next number, too late. Oh, my computer broke down. Sorry, not my problem. Oh, the cat was sick and I had to mop it out. Sorry, not my problem. Oh, the dog's just died. Sorry, not my problem. Once we've gone past that number, no reason at all, we'll stop that happening. All right, my loves? It can't be any other way. All right, it's just impossible. Pirates and Spider-Man. I thought it was, yeah. Yeah, I love it. All righty. Okay, let's bring up the bingo board. I still haven't got a jingle for that. There's the bingo board. And let's start. Eyes down. 5 and 6, 56. 7 and 8, 78. What is it, Chris? What is it? I'll ring you later. 4 and 3, 43. 6 and 1, 61. 1 and 7, 17. One little duck, number 2, quack. Can I just say thank you at this point for those of you that sent in the super chat a little tip today? Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Number 2. Denise, quack please, darling. 2 and 4, 24. 6 and 3, 63. 4 and 8, 48. 4 and 7, 47. 2-0, blind 20. 4 and 1, 41. All on its own, number 6. Here come the planes. 7 and 4, 74. I do hope an Exocet missile isn't blasted at me. 3 and 6, 36. All the 6s, 66. Clickety click. 6 and 9, 69. 7-0, blind 70. 4 and 9, 49. 6 and 2, 62. All the 5s, 55. I'm sorry, I got my Tourette's now. All the all the 7s, 77. I'm not doing any of that on the BBC tonight, by the way. No noises. They are exclusively for this channel. 8 and 4, 84. 3 and 8, 38. 6 and 8, 68. Thank you as well today for all your likes. Thank you very much. 6 and 8, 68. 8 and 3, 83. 6-0, blind 60. All the 3s, 33. 1 and 4, 14. Top of the shop, blind 90. Please don't mention my Tourette's because I often don't know that I'm doing it. 5-0, blind 50. You know a snowflake wouldn't handle this, don't you? Oh, that's really nasty. I know someone with Tourette's and it's not funny. Well, don't laugh then. Go away. 5 and 3, 53. 7 and 1, 71. Why has my fan just started speeding up? Did you hear my fan then? It suddenly went into overdrive then. Something exciting. The computer was doing something then. Very exciting. 4 and... 4 and 5, 45. Too fat, morbidly obese, completely untalented, now with her own podcast on the BBC, Gemma Collins's 88. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo, woo. Boo. 6 and 5, 65. 8 and 5, 85. 4 and 6, 46. All on its own, number 7. 7 and 6, 76. 3 and 9, 39. 6 and 7, 67. 2 and 6, 26. Haunted caravan. Andy, I've heard you're so old, even your bumhole's haunted. Is that right, love? 5 and 2, 52. 8 and 9, 89. 1 and 6, sweet 16. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Happy birthday, sweet 16. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Happy birthday, sweet 16. Or if you had a bad needle on your record player, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Boris is dead, number 10. How's it going, Boris? Doing all right in there, are you, mate? Not as easy as you thought, is it, posh boy? Do you reckon Theresa May goes home laughing sometimes? I reckon she does. All on its own, number 3. 5 and 8, 58. 1 and 5, 15. 5 and 1, 51. Peter's got a bus to catch later, has he? Is that right? Hurry up, Chris, I've got a bus to catch. All the 4s, 44. Fire phasers. 7 and 5, 75. Three and 2, 32. 7 and 2, 72. Pardon? Oh, don't blame me. Blame Peter Wright. Answer phone. 8 and 6, 86. All on its own, number 1. 8 and 1, 81. 2 and 1, 21. 2 little ducks, 22. 6 and 4, 64. 2 and 9, 29. 3 and 1, 31. 8 and 2, 82. 3 and 4, 34. 4-0, blind 40. 2 and 5, 25. 5 and 7, 57. 3 and 7, 37. 8 and 7, 87. 4 and 2, 42. All on its own, number 5. 1 and 9, 19. We have a winner. On number 19, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your prize. Is it you? Oh, dear, I've enjoyed it today, dear. What a lovely show we've had today, don't you think, darlings? Da, 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 da. Can you hurry up, do this? Oh, there's a super chat. Oh, can you read the numbers more slowly? Oh, can you read the numbers more quickly? Oh, you said you'd do the raffle tickets at this time. Oh, this, oh, that. Moan, moan, moan. Why don't you just set yourselves up with your Twitter accounts and go on there? You could have such a wonderful time. Just leave me here to sit here talking to myself. So much better. So much more fun sitting here talking to myself sometimes. I'll tell you that now, my love. Oh, dear. Please. Ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. This one's not going to be here, is he? Oh, well, we might give him actually 5 minutes to claim the prize instead of the 1. We ain't finished yet, Andy. Don't go yet, darling. Chop chop, Peter. There's a bus coming. Ding ding. Do you go on the bus, do you? Oh, excuse me. Can I ring the bell, please? Ding ding. Buses are not proper. They're not even real men buying those buses, driving those buses anymore. Oh, for Christ's sake, where's the real men driving the buses now? They don't have them anymore. You know, power steering, please. Please. Even gay people like me can drive buses anymore because we don't... Do you go on the bus, do you? Have you got a special pass, Peter, have you? What sort of pass have you got to get on that bus, darling? Is it extra for your tooth? Do they play? Is it like 1 ticket for you and 1 ticket for your tooth? Is it? Is it? 1 ticket, please, yes. Excuse me. You'll need a ticket for that tooth. Is it? Let's have another number, boys and girls. Stand by. 7 and 3, 73. All on its own. Little number 4. We have another winner. We have another winner. Oh, is this winner with us? I hope so. Here comes the bingo board clock. There it comes. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. I love it. I like the sliding doors. They fold, don't they? They don't just slide. They fold. I want those doors. Can I get those doors for my caravan? I must have a word with Martin Butler and my nephew. Perhaps they can fit me slide. There you go. Heidi Young has won the bingo. Is this your first time, Heidi? I think it's the first time you've won the bingo, isn't it, Heidi? Nice one, darling. Here comes Heidi's winning numbers. They are 4, last number 4, 10, 15, 20, 24, 37, 40, 41, 50, 64, 69, 70, 74, 86 and 90 for Heidi Young. Let me see if I have another winner. No, that's it. Just one winner. Nice one, Heidi. Well done, sweetheart. Let me give you another raffle ticket. Oh, we've got to tear another strip off, have we? Yes, here we are. Ticket number 201 for Heidi Young. There you go, Heidi Young. There you go. 201, Heidi Young. You have an extra ticket, my darling. Oh, you did win a little bingo game last week, did you? Excellent. Well done. On the buses. Do you remember that? Da, 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 da. I'll get you, butler. Da, 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 da. Oh, I love it. On the buses. What an excellent programme that was years and years ago. Well, I think that's it today for the show, boys and girls. Thank you very much for joining us on our programme this morning. What an entertaining little time I've had, I must say. I hope it came across to you as well. All right, if I enjoy it, I hope you do as well there. As I say, do try out Jim Davidson's YouTube channel. Some of you won't like it. I get that. There's always the off button. That's what I do. If I don't like something, I turn it off. I don't start sending stupid comments or anything or suggestions to anyone. I just simply turn it off. Wayne M is watching in his bus. Shocking. Careful, Chris, I drive buses. Well, I hope you're behaving yourself on that bus. Yes. Do you ever give out tickets to people that you like? You naughty boy. You naughty, naughty boy. Good morning to my niece, Tracy Clifford, joins us. Oh, you've missed the show, Tracy. Tracy's very happy because her husband has decided to let her keep the two kittens. Because her cat had kittens and he said he was going to sell the others. No, she's so happy he's let her keep the kittens. The bloke who runs the Chinese restaurant up the road is absolutely fuming because they were promised to him. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Have a nice day. I'm looking forward to a little trip in Skegness with my extended family this evening. Time to go for my walk and post my letters. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow morning, 8:45. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio.